And we're here.
Huzzah.
Greetings all.
Hey,
All
everybody.
right.
I have the game show reviewer with me.
Howdy, y'all.
We would have him just kind of off screen so he's not ruining the aesthetic of everything, but unfortunately the audio kept having feedback issues. And as you can tell by the fact I'm not wearing a headset, I have a new microphone.
You can probably hear how nice and clean it is, even though I have to yell in order to make my voice known.
You don't have to yell, you're close enough. In fact, I'm probably too loud right now is the issue because I'm closer to it.
True.
Both of you are great, really.
Yeah, it sounds okay to me.
Yeah, that's a good microphone.
I'm notorious?
What?
I mean, you're kind of notorious. I mean, I keep mentioning you. You've been on the stream a few times.
True.
Yeah, he's in town for a
standards
visit.
for notoriety.
We have all the Bulbasaurs in the background. I finally cleaned around here. So thank God for that. I went to Power Morphicon last weekend. Not that any of you guys would know anything about that.
Yeah, no, none of the rest of us who also...
Not a single one of us.
So yeah, no stream last week, unfortunately, but we do have a stream this week, and of course we have another Godzillathon. Before we get started, can you grab that puppet right there? Yeah. Want to show this off. I got quite a few things donated from fans, but of course, it's always fun when I get anything Bulbasaur related. And in this case, it is a Bulbasaur puppet.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
And this is wonderful. And
Oh,
yet
that
another
is
Bulbasaur to add
adorable.
to the family.
Yeah, shove your hand right up that ass.
Why not? That's how it went with the Build-A-Bear one.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible. That haunts my memory.
That Bulbasaur is so cute. I want one.
This was given to me by Edgar Mayoral, who is the same guy who did the Infinity Gauntlet prop for the Contest of Champions. So the fact that he was actually able to appear and talk to me and see me in person, that's wonderful. I don't know. I mean, he gave me something else too. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it on the stream, so I will not say what it is.
It's cocaine.
But needless to say, it is really freaking awesome what he gave me. But in the meantime, yeah, Kaylin is also here, Mars Girl.
How's it going? Yay!
And we will tell her all about The Last Door when we get back.
Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on, so this should be... I'm just totally
you'll
out
love
of
it.
And it's the last part of it too, so you're coming in right at the end.
Woo!
So
Don't
many
worry,
crows.
there's a recap of the previous episode, but, yeah, good luck.
All right, so let's it's been a few minutes now. Oh, we got a. Did you see the Linkara cosplayer at PowerMorphCon 2018? Also, Hyperforce became canon in the comics. I did know about Hyperforce becoming canon in the comics. I did not see that there was a Linkara cosplayer. If there was someone that I knew, maybe they stopped at the table before or after I was there, or like before they got into cosplay. But I did not know they were walking around like that.
It's a bit weird that they cosplayed as you and didn't come and say hi.
Yeah, if they did it on Sunday, I left at like noon or so. So
That's fair.
Hyperforce is the D&D game with Black Nerd, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the tabletop game.
Yeah, Christina V.
And that's canon now?
Well, it's canon to the comics. The TV
Canon within the
show's
comics.
canonicity has gotten kind of weird now, but people have been asking me to do a history of Power Rangers on it, which I won't be for two reasons. One is the simple fact that History of Power Rangers focuses only on the TV show. The only time we did the movie was because Turbo was canon to the rest of the series. And the other thing is, I can't make an interesting video out of that because it's just cutting between people's faces.
It's also not done, right? Aren't they still doing it?
They had one season, and they're technically done. They want to do another season, but they need to get proper funding and support to do it again. But they're hoping for one.
Oh, it'll make it. I guarantee you it will. It's done so well. Like, we've been going out and getting the issues as they come out in these stores nearby. And, like, all of these stores nearby, we have to call to be like, do you have it? No, we all sold out. Do you have it? No, we all sold out. We're running all over LA trying to pick up this issue, and it's insane.
This is why a lot of people started switching over completely to digital. I have the rest of Shattered Grid on Comixology right now, which I need to read. I was going to read because I managed to talk for quite a bit with Kyle Higgins. I was going to read the rest of it, so I was actually caught up, and I completely forgot because I was so exhausted on Friday night.
Yeah.
Well. Oh, we got one more before we switch over. Linkara, could you review Spawn's Satan Saga Wars? It's one of my favorite books, and I think it's pretty underrated. Maybe. That's probably going to be a patron thing if you pay for me to review it, because I have not heard anything about it and don't know anything about it, sorry to say, and frankly, I try to pick only bad stuff when I can. Try.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where good comics,
Where
mediocre
any comics, any comics.
what
I don't think that's good. I mean, I don't think I could put that on a t-shirt.
True.
Where any comics. Anyway, let's move on to the Godzillathon. As people have been guessing, it is IDW's Godzilla, the Half-Century War. Switching over now. Oh, before we do, hi Linkara, glad I saw you at Power Morphicon. Hey, thanks, man. I think that might be Edgar Mayoral. But yeah, thanks so much, man, and switching over.
Really, and they just stole it. Well, that was not a very smart one. Oh, welcome back, test subjects! And how appropriate that term is to today's comic in the Godzillathon. For by joining us, you have become a part of the weapons program meant to fight Godzilla and other creatures like him. The Half-Century War begins back during Godzilla's first attack on Japan in 1954. Lieutenant Ota Murakami, barely out of his teens and 2 years into his enlistment in the Japanese Defense Forces, has his platoon sent into Tokyo to provide disaster relief, only to be hit by that disaster head-on when Godzilla arrives to start annihilating the city. Noticing that the monster is going to head straight for some evacuating civilians, Ota and his friend Kentaro use the tank to distract Godzilla and lead it away from the civilians, just barely managing to survive as it heads out into the ocean. A month after the oxygen destroyer is deployed to kill Godzilla, the two are informed of a new Godzilla who's shown up. And unfortunately, the secret of the oxygen destroyer went down with its creator when they killed Godzilla. Sure, he didn't want to use it as a weapon of war, but damn it, half the fun of mad science is having this stuff at the ready again. And don't tell me he wasn't a mad scientist, he had an eye patch and everything. Since the two soldiers have had the most experience fighting Godzilla, they're recruited into the Anti-Megalosaurus Force, a division meant to test experimental weapons against Godzilla. Jump ahead 13 years to Vietnam, where Godzilla is now making his way through the war-weary country. While normally they could grab Godzilla's attention away and lure him back to the sea, this time something was making him ignore the military, moving with drive and resolve. The Americans have a plan to stop him, having built a giant sludge pit to keep him trapped, and then hopefully flatten him with ordnance. Despite the objections from the Japanese forces that conventional weapons don't work on him, the American general is stubborn. Oh yes, truly a great military mind. Ignore the people with actual experience with the threat. Fortunately, it's science to the rescue! Doc Randall, a drilling engineer, was recruited some time ago into the AMF and has developed not only specialized drills to punch through Godzilla's skin, but the sci-fi wonder weapon of Godzilla movies, the Maser cannons! And indeed, after the Americans fail, the Masers seem to be rather effective. Until the ground opens up beneath them, revealing what it is that Godzilla has been chasing. Anguirus! They plan to let the monsters fight it out, then use the remaining 2 Maser cannons to finish off the winner, but before Godzilla can kill Anguirus, the Americans bomb everything once more, and both monsters are able to withdraw without too much serious damage. However, Godzilla does not continue on its path, instead heading back to the sea. Following a hunch, Ota's superior officer went on ahead to Godzilla's path to see what it was he was chasing, and discovered some kind of radio device in a crashed plane that had been beaming signals out. Of course! Another mad scientist who knows the score! Control the giant monsters and conquer the world! Jump ahead another 8 years to Ghana as Ota reflects on all the new monsters that have come. Rodan from the Philippines, Batra, Megalon, Kumonga, Mothra, Ebera, Hedera, and so many more. The device that was in the crashed plane was an invention of Dr. Deverick, a former AMF scientist who had built a psionic transmitter to try to discourage Godzilla's attacks. And after that failed, he apparently turned it into a monster attractor instead, waking up all the other monsters on Earth. While they hunted for Dr. Deverick, eventually all the monsters began marching on Accra, capital of Ghana. The entire city is razed, save for a single building with the lights on, meaning that must be where the psionic transmitter is. Breaking inside and taking out a pair of guards, they locate Dr. Deverick, in the process of selling the power of the transmitters to any who wish to use it against a foreign enemy. You fool! You insane fool! You're supposed to use that power for yourself! Ransom the world's governments! Take over the world! You mad fool! Deverick escapes when they try to arrest him, just barely escaping as the monsters come crashing down on them. Another 12 years pass, and we find ourselves in Bombay, India. Ota is starting to feel the weight of 30 years of hunting Godzilla, not helped by the AMF being turned into glorified weather watchers in the wake of their failure at Accra. They could predict where the monsters would hopefully strike and maybe assist in damage control, but that was it. Other departments were formed, one creating Mechagodzilla to take on his originator, but while they watched the carnage from below, Ota manages to spot Deverick in the crowd and follows him after he sells a transmitter to two twins who say nothing. However, before they can shut off his latest transmitter, it summons forth a new abomination. Space Godzilla! How do you make a giant monster even better? Add the word space in front of it! For those of you unaware, Space Godzilla is indeed Godzilla from space, mutated from Godzilla's own cells as part of the latter Heisei-era movies. And this one comes down with crystals, wrecking Mechagodzilla and doing a fine job of dealing with the real deal. Ota manages to get into the wrecked Mechagodzilla and unleash its remaining payload on the giant crystals powering Space Godzilla, letting its namesake annihilate it in turn. And finally, 15 years after that encounter in Bombay, our little blue and green marble in the universe now has a distinctly more reddish tone to it. Think of it as you wish, as the blood of the human race. Or perhaps just a reminder of the constant fire created by the monsters. Mind you, as Ota writes the final few pages in his journal in the cold of Antarctica, not all of this was Godzilla's fault, but rather the two creatures summoned by Deverick's machine, King Ghidorah and Gigan, who turned the globe to cinders within a year of their arrival. And that's why doomsday devices like these are meant to scare people, damn it, not use them! What good is conquering a rock? Their last hope lies not only with Mechagodzilla, but an experimental weapon called the Dimension Tide. If shooting a miniaturized black hole at the monsters won't get rid of them, then they can just keep the damn planet. They lure Godzilla, Gigan, and Ghidorah to the same spot, and then join the fray. Godzilla even having enough rationality to join forces with his robotic counterpart to defeat the other two monsters. However, the enemy of my enemy is only my friend for as long as it needs to, and thus Ota sacrifices himself to ensure that Godzilla is absorbed by the Dimension Tide as well. Although in the final moments of the comic, some familiar spines begin to rise from the water. And thus ends the half-century war. Now the guns are silent. Godzilla is dead. But when you kill such a monster, where does it end up? Come back next week for the final comic in our Godzillathon to find out.
Hello, you're on. You just arrived just when we come back from the video we were playing. So you're live now. So guys,
Yay!
one more person. We got Spoonie.
Yay!
Yay!
Or do I have you?
It's a philosophical question.
I'm feeling philosophical.
It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
All right. I gotta get a link to this thing.
To the game or to the stream?
To the game, I guess.
I will be screen sharing it with you.
Okay.
Which we will do momentarily. Yeah, so yeah, Spoonie, I had mentioned this to Spoonie because we're playing the last chapter, and he said that was the only chapter he has not played yet.
Yeah.
Well, that works out.
Although, in fairness, I have forgotten pretty much everything that's going on. Although I think, like, in the last chapter, like, we're about to step into the weird-ass dream world. Like, we're right at literally the last door.
Oh, goody. Oh. Also, Sarah Toby Freak has just paid $2 to say that everybody loves you. Tell everybody, tell Noah we love him.
Aww.
It's good to meet you, Spoonie. Big fan.
Same.
Yeah, Spoonie, I don't know if you met. This is, here is Kaylin, of course, and Dom and Kaluna, who joined CA during the big talent hunt, before everything went down, but yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man, but Kaylin, I've never heard of this
Man, this always happens to me.
Also with me in studio is the game show reviewer. You definitely have not met him.
Hi, Spoonie.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I just woke up, I'm getting an early start to the day.
Also, Terror of Death, who was here the last time we did a stream, is here, who proclaims that our God has returned, praise him, or be destroyed. Yeah, by the way, right now we're doing Super Chat, which is they pay us, and they pay for their comment to get special highlights. I don't remember if you do that in your streams or not.
Sure.
I can't remember if you have that enabled or not.
Now, yeah.
I'm not very good at the live streaming. I think it's enabled, but I don't look at it. I feel bad now.
It's fine. Basically, what happens is since they're paying us, I will let them pay to say whatever the hell they want.
Oh, I do know that if they do that, their chat has like a special color, like it's all highlighted.
Yes.
Yeah, it stays up for a bit, so you can go back to it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
I let them say bad things to me, but if anyone goes out of line, I will block them.
Huzzah!
Otherwise, if they want to be like Linkara, you suck. Congratulations, you paid me $2 to say that.
Yeah. Put the ban hammer down.
How much cash I got you during your 500th?
The 500th episode amounted to that was like a 10-hour stream. I think I got around $1,000.
Oh
Cool.
yeah, nice.
For the person in the chat saying, "Who's the guy with Linkara?" I'm the airline pilot he captured. Help me!
On that note, for Super Chat, from Tim Whitfield, guys, what do you think makes old sitcoms so entertaining despite their cheesiness and dated nature? Depends on the sitcom. I mean, News Radio is just one of the funniest and smartest damn sitcoms ever made. Also, I'm gonna
Seinfeld has not aged well at all.
Got some friends who recently are going back over Cheers right now. I think that aged relatively decently. And then going into Frasier remains okay, but I have concerns about it trying to come back. That
Wait,
kind of concerns
coming
me.
back?
They are attempting to put feelers out to see whether or not they're actually going to bring it back.
The father's dead now, and the other two cast members are like scary old.
Why is that funny? I don't know.
Pretty sure the dog's dead too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, Jesus.
yes. I know for a fact the dog is in fact dead.
That is
I'm
terrible.
thinking about a dog. Aw.
You know, I liked Frasier, but I hated Daphne because it's like that is not a Manchester accent. That's a stroke victim or something. She
It
just.
helps that you're actually British.
So D.
Americans
Gilvids
don't know the difference.
says Indigo Laffy Taffy, which is a joke from the thing, and Nico Remus says I am awesome. So thank you very much for those.
I tried to write Linkara, you suck into it, but it wouldn't let me send it. So.
It's okay. I would have blocked it anyway.
No, it's okay if they insult me. If
Oh,
they
that's
insult
right.
my guests, they can go to hell and get the hell out of here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Except if they pay you.
Unless they pay me is the important thing.
Then
In any case, so Kaylin has never played The Last Door. Dom and Kaluna have been with me the previous streams where we've done this. So let's recap the plot so far.
Good luck with
boy.
that. She is so gonna be lost.
Oh, I can't wait. Hey, well, this is actually not too different from work. I write closed captions for TV now, and they'll just give me, like, the grand finale to various, like, I'll get the last episode of The Flash for the season, like, with no idea what's going on before that.
New Digiview Productions. We will give you our thoughts on The Shape of Water once in a minute here. Let's recap The Last Door. So, it's like the late 1800s, early 1900s or so. In England, we helped out... a friend of ours wrote us a letter before committing suicide saying, dark things happened, I am involved in them, and you are involved too, I'm sorry. And then we traveled to his house to try to figure out what the hell he was talking about. After a series of events in the house, including...
Mostly involving crows.
Mostly involving crows.
The scariest fucking things I ever seen with that record player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We put a record on a record player, leave the room, come back, room is red, and there are birds everywhere.
Well, you're missing the key part of this is that you first can't leave the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fucking record player gets demonic as all. Never mind. Okay.
No, it's fine.
I'm getting PTSD flashbacks.
It's slightly less scary without sound, I have to admit.
No, it was still pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
one of
really,
those.
really creepy.
So eventually we discovered that eventually this guy was slowly going nuts, drove his house staff off. His wife went nuts or something like that. And the last hint that we got was that we need to go back to the school we both attended when we were kids. We go back to the school, which has now become a hospital.
This is
Run by nuns.
2.
Chapter 2, we go back to the school, which has now become like a hospital or a nunnery. And there's like a creepy guy outside who's burying
The gravedigger.
the
Yeah.
gravedigger.
It's a mental hospital. Yeah.
We help a nun to decide to go out into the sea naked. I'm still not sure what the hell the deal was with that.
Why did you do that?
Because we don't know.
We
can't
made a
remember.
statue cry, so the nun got naked and ran off into the sea. It's perfectly simple.
And we also spent half of the episode holding on to morphine, hoping we could use
Yeah,
it for
Louis
something.
was trying to inject
We kept trying to cook the morphine on everything.
Yeah.
It's you wouldn't think you'd have that hard of a time getting rid of morphine. You know?
Yeah, no, but all
We kept stabbing it into everything.
half
and
of
it wasn't
Scotland
doing
is now
anything.
tripping balls right now.
So eventually
So-
we discovered
so
that
nothing's
as
changed.
kids, we were involved in some kind of weird philosopher's cult. And a priest who joined us basically to summon demons or some crap like that. I'm still not sure what our purpose was.
Like you do.
Yeah.
We're summoning some sort of elder god.
It was a boarding school. They didn't have much else to do, so they just basically summoned Cthulhu on the weekend.
And apparently this involved us dressing up in rabbit costumes.
Hey, Mazes and
Was that
Monsters
what
is
that
a
was
far
about?
out game.
I seriously remember the rabbit showing up and it's like, what the hell?
It's Donnie Darko, but it's like a big fan club where
It
everyone-
was weird. That was like a
Do you
half
remember
dream
that time when you're reading one of the letters or a page from a journal or something like that? And it's this big involved thing, it's very intense, and you put the page down, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by fucking rabbits?
Yes!
Yeah, that was it.
I
didn't
nearly
like that.
shit all over myself.
Yeah,
That
didn't like
was
the
a
white
moment.
circle rabbits.
So anyway, once we rediscover the cult grounds where we used to do stuff, which is filled with dead bodies, by the way,
Oh yeah.
because of course it was, we
By
get
the way,
knocked
almost
out by
every
the
room is
gravedigger.
filled with dead bodies at this point.
Gravedigger, we think it is implied at the end of the chapter that he buried us alive, but in
Yeah, he
fact
does.
we wake up in like in London somehow. We crawl
Yeah.
around. Thirsty as all hell before we drink some nasty sewer water to replenish our
Delicious sewer
thirst.
water.
By the way, the waking up in London, that is now part 3. So this was
Yeah,
last
sorry,
time.
this is part 3 last time from 2 weeks ago. We
so we-
basically wander around London being followed by some guy. I say he's following us, but really we keep running into him.
Yeah, we saw this mustachioed gentleman and thought, I need to follow this guy.
Wait, now is this before or after we inject ourselves with the psycho hallucinogenic compound?
I want to say that was after, but I can't remember.
Did that? Wait, when
Hold
did
on, I'm getting 3 and 4 mixed up.
Because at some point we acquire this secret psychotropic formula that your friend has been taking, and as soon as you get it, for no reason that you can decipher at first, your character just on his own gets in this chair and injects himself with it.
That might be chapter 4. I'm not sure yet.
No.
Oh, it's that thing where there's a maze. You're wandering through fog.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
The fog, we did not need to inject ourselves with anything, but that was the end of the chapter. Before that, we were wandering around a mansion which had this dancer who killed her father or her husband or somebody else. I can't remember who, because of the problems of stardom. And the person who wrote music for her Like, we create, like, a mannequin in her image, and that makes him happy.
Kalen, you following
then
this
a
so
tree
far?
happen.
I strangely kind of understand that it's all over the place, but
Right. Okay.
Okay,
but
that's all you need.
I'm understanding the words that you're saying.
Okay. All right.
So the corpse of the dancer got drug out of her tomb and was, like, encased in a tree.
Because you're making a Daphne reference. Because
Because
sure.
Greek myths are fun.
Because of Greek
Yeah.
myth references. It got weird near the end there. And we discover this bookstore where underneath is where the tree stuff is happening. And
Oh,
we
the
look
guy
into
who
we
lives
look
in the
into a
dark.
keyhole, hear some
Oh.
bird sounds, walk away, walk back and look back into the keyhole, and
eyeballs.
frickin' bird eye looking back at us.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
creepy.
So after the third time we shit our pants, so we met a man reading a book in the dark, and that was fun.
That was
And eventually,
So wait.
we follow the man, the man in the
She has a
mustache.
question. This is vital.
We follow the man in the mustache into the fog, where we're supposed to listen to the sound and then to decide where we go, because there was like
Right,
a whole
okay.
poem and guide to how we were supposed to do this.
And
Which, by
then
the way,
this is-
the on-screen text of the sounds did not match the actual sound, so that confused us for a bit.
Yeah, and then this is my favorite part. We find a gigantic circus tent. All right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you go in there, and there's a guy there who's looking for a partner to shoot you out of a cannon, but you can't do that unless you have a helmet. So you have to go out there and you have to go find a helmet.
I'm
Uh,
starting to think that's
Except
chapter
that-
4, because I don't think we
chapter
did
4.
that.
I don't
No.
think-
You gotta get
Spoilers.
like a cooking pot, and put it on your head.
pretty
and
sure
you
this is
climb-
Monkey Island.
Oh. Oh.
Pretty similar games. I can see how you got confused.
I'm
Okay,
really
before
tired.
we start up here,
Okay.
we got quite a few super chats. Let's get caught up here. Game show review. You've got a bunch of us. You need to scroll back a little bit after this
Yeah.
explanation.
Oh.
Okay, let's
So
see.
supposedly chapter 4 is the last chapter. I don't know if there's some hidden chapter afterwards. We will discover this for ourselves.
The last one we got was thoughts on the movie Shape of Water.
Oh, yeah, Shape of Water was the last one
Okay,
we got.
so-
I have not seen it. My friend Julie absolutely hated it. Actually, she thought.
Really?
Yes, because she thought that they did not go far enough with it.
I thought it was
She
a
wanted
good,
to see the lizard man humping.
Well, I thought it was a really good concept, but I feel like the fish guy did not have enough of a narrative reason to like fall in love with the lady. He was just a freaky fish guy. That's
yeah,
all
no,
he was.
I get you.
Next one, by the way, Linkara, how was Power Morphicon?
Power Morphicon was great. We talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the stream. It was fun. Had a great time. I enjoyed it.
I had a really good time walking around in secret as a Pink Ranger for a group that just needed somebody to fill in. That was a blast.
Apparently, we walked past her and didn't know it was her.
Nobody knew it was me because I wasn't allowed to tell anybody it was me because they
I
wanted
knew
to keep
I knew it
secret.
was you when you posted pictures. 'Cause I was like, oh yeah, I remember that one Pink Ranger with like angel wings. I don't remember that.
You know,
I'm
I
not
reckon
legally permitted to get within 100 yards of Power Morphicon.
Why would you
All right,
not
next
be?
up.
From Tim Winfield, thoughts on the first 2 seasons of Happy Days?
It's I'd have to rewatch Happy Days to remember exactly what happened. I remember not Richie Cunningham. Who was the other Cunningham who disappeared?
Chuck.
I
Chuck
don't know, I've not
Cunningham.
seen Happy Days.
Chuck Cunningham, who disappeared and no one ever mentioned him
He
ever
went
after
up
again.
he went up the stairs and
He went up the stairs and then never came back down again.
I thought it was the best seasons of the entire series. In fact, if I was gonna give it a grade, I'd give it an A.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That just happened.
Thanks for pronouncing my name right, Lewis. Hey, did you get a chance to see?
Did you get a chance to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge Series 81 today? Thanks again, man. No, I have not. I'm probably going to watch it later tonight after the stream. But I'm looking forward to that because it's like 29 minutes long, and I know Little Kribo has been putting a lot of work into it.
Terror of Death. By the way, Linkara Thing is a H.P. Lovecraft creation known as King in Yellow / Yeah, just read it.
Thing is an H.P. Lovecraft creation known as King in Yellow / Haster. He's an entity who uses our own creativity against us to gain power and make slaves of us. Neat.
An entity, you say?
Yeah. Although my pantheon, I have created, basically, the Technumina, I have actually like a Word document full of other ones we have not encountered yet, many of whom we probably will never encounter, so that'll be fun.
Next one.
It's funny because Fonzie goes, "Hey."
Sorry, I was trying to reference last time. Okay.
Running gags.
Okay. Please ask Spoon if he remembers
Leslie Stryker. Do you remember Leslie Stryker? I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a series I was involved for. Okay, I'll start over. I was involved in a TV series for a short while that was kind of like, those Elvira, Mistress of the Dark,
Nice.
like, late night horror movie type things.
Mm-hmm.
Called It Came From Beyond Midnight.
Yeah, I heard
that. The guy who was in charge of that invited me to do like kind of bumper segments after each movie where I played like a snobby film critic who would who hated every movie that was playing, and so gave like a brief 2-minute synopsis of what was going on and how much I hated it. And so yeah, that was Leslie Stryker, who sounded kind of like Alf and wore polos.
Nice.
Like a cardigans polos. And,
I remember you posting those on your site years ago.
Yeah. And actually what I found strange was for, those movies that we chose were actually for the most part quite good. I mean, they were cheesy, cheesy-ish, but there's one movie in particular called Phase 4 that I actually thought was brilliant.
Yeah, that's the ant one.
Yeah. Very unconventional, but very good. Anyway, yeah.
I'll let you take this one.
This one, we're gonna have to skip through it very quickly, if at all, because we need to get started here, and this is a lot of questions in one. Weird paid question, but which Ranger, which Star Trek captain, which Marvel hero, which DC hero, which character in your show could you picture doing the Carlton dance enthusiastically? The answer, of course, is me, because I actually did the Carlton dance, because I remember Lindsay long ago during one of the anniversary specials had us all doing the Carlton dance. I think it was either an anniversary special or a charity special, one or the other. She was like doing a video on Fresh Prince, and she had like a bunch of people dancing the Carlton. And I had seen the Carlton, but I didn't remember how to do it, so we had to bring up footage of it.
Best Trek Captain Sulu.
No. Or Cisco. And yes, I saw your blasphemous words against DS9, Spoonie. I'm looking at you.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, Captain Archer is definitely.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, if I wanted, it's fitting that it's a space station because much like the series, it doesn't go anywhere.
It exists. That series exists.
It sure is a thing.
Have you seen Goof Troop and or a Goofy movie? I have not, but
No.
you know it is Goofy, The Last Door, but it's a lot of fun, so we're gonna start playing that.
Okay.
All right, switching us over to the game with Cam. There we go.
You know what would have been a good twist in Shape of Water if the lizard man had been really into the old homosexual gentleman instead.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was
I'd
that?
actually be really down with that. I would be super down with
Like,
that.
like if the fish man from Shape of Water had actually been gay and was into the old guy instead of her, I thought that would have been a good twist.
That would have been good. I mean,
That sounds more like that one Scarlett Johansson movie.
What?
Did you
What?
ever see the one where she plays an alien who seduces all these dudes?
No,
And they walk into they walk into a pool of goo
we're
and they
talking
turn
about
into
species.
It made
No.
naked Scarlett Johansson incredibly unsexual.
Oh,
I don't.
that, I
was
remember what
scared
you're talking
how they did
about.
that.
Damn, I don't remember the name of that. That was a few years ago. That was
But
actually
yeah,
not...
she spends a lot of time seducing men into walking into a pool and they turn into goo.
Yeah, they rip their insides out inside
Yeah.
the goo and get.
And
tossed inside
the
spaceship.
reason for which is never explained, but it happens a lot.
Sure, lost in translation.
And then
That's
someone sets her on fire, and then it's the end of the movie.
All right, let us
Okay.
continue The Last Door. Quick question for
Yeah.
Dom. Have you ever watched Vicar? You can read that, Dom.
Oh, sorry, I'm still catching up.
Nostalgia
quick question
music.
for Dom. Have you ever watched The Vicar of Dibley or British Empire, and did you enjoy them? It did. Vicar of Dibley, yes. Empire, no. Vicar of Dibley was awesome.
All right, episode 4.
It's a story about a female priest in a.
Wait, am I supposed to be able to hear the game?
No, you cannot, unfortunately.
Oh.
Previously on The Last Door.
The music's the best part.
After escaping
You
from his
get the
burial, Devitt finds himself in a cellar of London's darkest slum, the old nickel rookery. In his pocket, he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. Oh yeah, that was the whole thing. Like, the four who summoned Cthulhu or whatever they did in the cult were called the Four Witnesses.
It's
the
not.
Nickelback rookery.
It's not subtle on its imagery because on the tickets, the guy who's dead has been scratched off, and then when you get to the theater, there's like 4 statues, and one of them's been smashed.
I get it.
It's symbolism.
Devitt walks through the misty streets following a strange man who seems to guide him. He learns the legend of Simurg, the king of birds.
I did not think that guy was trying to guide you. I mean, that guy was more like, it's like, hey, that guy.
Hey, stop following me, you weirdo! I just saw you drinking out of sewage.
Don't knock it till you've tried it.
Following its trail through a dreamlike land of fog, Devitt finally meets Alexander, a member of the secret group Devitt and his friends had at school. I keep forgetting this guy's name is Devitt.
That's his last name, I think.
Still.
Oh yeah, and his friend had a freaky face or something, didn't he?
Alexander welcomes Devitt and speaks of an entity called the Bird that has been calling them ever since the experiment they conducted back then.
Talk about a weekend.
Intriguing music.
Intriguing music.
That's
Oh
like
yeah, at
what
the
I have
beginning
to
of each
write at
chapter,
work.
at the beginning of each chapter, there's a weird prologue where we like play as someone else doing something weird.
Yeah, like in the first one, I think we played as the guy who ended up committing suicide.
Yeah, we like helped
Yeah,
him
that
hang
was
himself.
unpleasant.
So
Yeah, that was very.
that was a
unfortunate.
fun way to
That's
start
kinda
things
good
off.
storytelling,
Especially
actually.
considering
I like that
the
idea.
context
I think
of
Lewis
the
was in
chapter.
denial because he picked up the rope and it was like he was trying on everything except the beam, and I was like, eventually I was like, Lewis, you're gonna. I think I know where this is going.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. Oh, good. I think it's still us.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
Okay, I remembered it. Yeah, you injected yourself with stuff. Good.
Oh, no. I don't like this classroom.
Oh, hey, I'm playing as the other guy now.
Oh.
Is it safe?
Yes, it's safe.
It's very safe. It's very...
We tried
Very-
talking to ourselves?
Man, I wish my school had had some sort of secret creepy basement I could do drugs in.
Looks more like a... Like...
Yours didn't?
I have made my mind.
That's good.
Old.
Good for
Not
you.
made it up, just made it.
Well,
I've created.
good talking with you, man.
Yeah. Bye.
I have made my bed. Now
Glad
we
we had this conversation.
Mm. Click, click, click.
I'm ready. Syringe
Syringe
suction.
Oh, that was a total mistake.
You're not my normal dentist.
Go on. Do it. I can take it.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, just me? Okay.
Do it!
What was that?
Cut my hair already! Do it!
It's Go the man with a...
Whoa.
Oh, God!
Oh God, why?
Do it!
Do it now.
So this cult's only power
Come
is
on.
teleporting in.
Do it!
That's pretty powerful, though.
Syringe
it.
pinch.
Just do it! Oh,
That's
now go.
it!
Ta-da!
That was the
That was a
shortest one of these prologues yet.
You know, for
Oh,
one brief second,
wow,
this
okay.
is so bad, I was actually expecting him to be thrown out the window.
We're
Yeah,
gonna have a.
Me not having been here before, I'm like, oh, game's over. Well, it
No.
sure was fun, you guys.
There was one where we were in like a creepy pixelated forest. I don't remember the point of that one.
Oh yeah, we just
Like,
sort of.
We're just some lady in the woods just
Yeah.
lost.
Quoth the raven. Stretch goals.
Hmm.
Quote the raven, eat my shorts.
This
And then
is
some
sponsored by
sexy
Nike.
crows.
No, this stream is
Ooh, look at
sponsored
that
by Big
fancy
Red.
pixels.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. He brought along like a huge bunch of this stuff called Big Red, which I know is a gum, so...
No, Big Red is delicious. Yeah, Texas has got so much Big Red. Occasionally you can find it out here.
I had to
This is a
special
corner
order
store.
it.
Shine Bells. Also, it's all sponsored by Cherry Coke. Can you see all these stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long distant eras.
I think I see the Little Dipper.
I see a dot. Kind of
Long
a
before
square
the dawn
star.
of recorded history.
A race,
A race
of
of
druids.
druids.
Got there before I could. So,
He's still dressed as a banana.
Everything the light touches is your kingdom.
Shit!
look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower. From the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky. Even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses.
Oh no.
Oh, good lord. The
Are
course
you,
is a
are you
philosophy
taking a
major.
whiz right now?
That's why I love these robes.
Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world. As if it were the curtain of a theater, the veil separates the truth from the lie.
Terry, just once can we get high without you waxing philosophical? Jeez.
Yeah, pass it back over here, man.
Oh,
It was a play all along.
This is some Mario 2, this is Mario 3 stuff right here.
huh.
The veil is a place, Devitt. A place of mists.
Oh,
We're
no,
over
not the miss
here.
again.
Anthony's great abilities brought you here. Anthony is our friend who committed suicide.
Gotcha.
He had a marvelous top hat.
If this is a theater performance, their blocking is terrible. They're not even facing the audience.
I know, right?
Quarter turn, you guys. Come on.
But his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. Heartbeat.
Oh, God.
Also tree and upside down man.
Oh, God.
Contemplate this on the tree of woe.
You must find
The door. As
So wait. I have a quick question. Are you actually any closer to understanding what the hell your friend meant at the beginning of the game?
Not
Gosh.
really.
No.
Oh.
He told us not to go to a place, and then we did.
I mean,
Well, that's how video games work.
we now know that we're being stalked by a giant bird demon that's called like the Eye or something.
The bird, the eye, like some sort of elder god thing.
The giant seagull of chip stealing.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Here's the truth. We're snarking on this. It's not a bad game. It's
Oh,
just
no, I
it's just
didn't think it was.
it's just it's very dense.
Yes.
Much shit has been pantsed.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's
For
back.
instance.
Good buddy.
Meanwhile, in the adventures of Mark Twain,
Ah!
the door that gives passage through the veil. Pumping heart. Open it, and we will walk together beyond the mist.
I'm gonna
The
take a hard
blood's all
pass.
rushing to my head. I have no idea what you're
Is
saying.
this a JoJo reference?
Jack, you told me we're gonna
Sonic
go to the
Dance.
party.
Ever seen the movie Guyver Dark Hero? Did you know that Koichi
Oh yeah, we know Guyver over here. Yeah.
Explosion Sakamoto was the stunt coordinator? I did not know that, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no, Guyver Dark Hero is significantly better than just the Guyver.
I've only seen the
Why?
original.
If you open the door,
go
you
on.
might know that it is smoking.
Does the mask.
Yeah.
Train rail bounce.
Why are we
Oh
on the train
yeah,
without
and we keep
speech?
getting these flashbacks to like Devitt's therapist talking with
Yeah.
someone
Oh,
else.
yeah. Two
Yeah.
very German guys, like, oh, Leon, he's in deep trouble now. Oh, yes, I agree, he's in very deep trouble. We should probably do something now. Let's just stay here and be more German.
No, actually, well, the thing is, psychiatry is very simplistic back then in that we just shoot you up with incredible amounts of opiates.
Zephod's just this guy, you know.
All right, Spoonie, do you want to do the voice of the red texted guy here?
Am I German or am I Hefner? I don't know.
Might as well just go German.
I
Aren't you a
suppose you're
German
wondering
Hefner?
why I called you so urgently.
Dom, why don't you do the other voice?
I cannot deny it. I cannot deny it. Well, that was truly mysterious. Sorry, I had a little something in my throat. Sorry. Sorry,
did.
it was dusty.
My handwriting is terrible. I have been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of Saint Gall?
Yeah,
A
that's
lot of this
all
takes place in Scotland, by the way, so yeah. Anyway, next.
Why, yeah, the tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England.
Are you
By the way, why are we in England?
I mean, they were German last time.
I'm gonna go Scottish next. For weeks now, the pamphlets have claimed all kinds of macabre things took place.
Are you both Scottish
Wow,
now?
he switched nationalities quickly.
all right, I'll play with you.
But I don't understand how is all this connected to the papers?
Where's our bloody waitress? He was there. I'm afraid he's one of the victims.
Acting me.
What accent is that?
Dear God in heaven.
I face in Bigara.
Where's my haggis? Are you telling me my patient's been murdered?
You don't have to scream into the microphone.
When
Margaret,
you thought you always
thankfully, nay. Please excuse for alarming you. I didn't mean to give you this impression. Herr David was attacked but survived.
So
What happened with them? I'll go back German again. Oh shit.
It seems the criminal was caught by Herr David in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to David that he had done to the others.
So from what I'm hearing here, it sounds like these guys actually know what the hell's going on with Devitt, and they're like trying to help him.
So who's the criminal? Was that the gravekeeper who tried to bury you?
Yeah, I'm guessing the criminal. Yeah, I'm guessing it was the gravedigger.
He's the criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember there was like someone who was scratching at a coffin at one point.
That was like the very
Oh
beginning.
shit, yeah.
Mm.
And of course, the nunnery. I know there was that one woman. One of the side things we discovered, there was like the sister of one of the patients was like, "Oh no, your wife has not tried to contact you." While she's sitting on a freaking stack of letters from her.
Yes, that's right.
And I very easily stole.
The solution to that was just straight up snitch on her. Like, bro, she's lying to you. There wasn't
Pretty
anything
much.
clever.
Anyway, continuing.
Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr David was hospitalized.
Hospitalized? We woke up in the coffin!
Zenza got bored of him, so they just dumped him out in a basement in London.
It's incredibly traumatic.
Are
I
we
guess it's all in his
crazy?
head.
Is that what this is telling us?
That's what I'm guessing.
We were going to film it, but we got bored and just left him there.
The nurses report he remained unconscious for an entire day.
And that day, they apparently decided to.
He chose so
just
many
back the
penises on his
coffin
forehead.
and deposit him in London.
Look, we're doctors in the 18th century. He's gonna end up in there sooner or later.
We gave him a spot of heroin. It's very good for him. What was David even doing there?
Selling drugs, I think. Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that both your patient and Herr Beechworth spent a part of their youth together there.
Beechworth
And we're learning
was,
so much
Anthony
more in this
Beechworth
one
was the name of the
cutscene.
guy who killed himself.
We can assume that Herr David was investigating something. He believed he had found a clue related to his friend's death.
Is that German? And...
What was the cause of all those awful deaths?
What's wrong with my German?
Start
Fight me.
mixing the accents. We'll just have German and Scottish going on at the same time.
I can't. If I do it long
I'm
enough, I
not
inevitably end
Scottish,
up
I'm
Indian.
Egyptian.
Scott German. Got it.
could be
Zero
Indian for all
Ryoko
right.
saying that a Top Fourth Wall Silent Hill tribute video coming soon. Nice! Especially because, minor spoilers here, we might be going back to Silent Hill for October reviews.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait a minute! You just spoiled something.
Anyway, back to the game.
Hey, what was the cause of all those horrible deaths?
No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost hilarity on their faces.
Also, I love Geralti Trekkie. Germish?
I suspect you did not find Mr. Devitt in the hospital.
Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since.
Have you tried looking in London?
I say, what conclusions do you draw from all these circumstances?
He's cuckoo.
I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them to you for free or until all events are unfolded. In all of them, there's a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed.
It's like a point-and-click element to the story. I don't know. And what leads you to this conclusion?
The player
This
has
train.
not reached the end.
It is something that the Holy Sisters for
Are you feeling okay?
Someone call a doctor. Oh, that's me.
It's too late.
What did they find? Clearly it was that morphine we've been carrying around for so long.
I don't remember any muffin what you're
I
talking
don't know
about.
about you, but I'm tripping balls right now.
Oh,
An
it was!
anti-hypodermic traces of an unknown substance.
Oh shit.
So I
It
find
was!
something to find out what it
It's
was.
meth.
It's cocaine.
Train rail bounce.
Dunk.
We've derailed.
Piano strokes. Episode 4.
That reminds me of a joke. How many psychiatrists does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
Okay,
Ooh.
two. One to hold the light bulb, and the other one to hold his penis. Ladder.
I get it.
Ladder. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
He'll be
Alexander's
healed.
house must be just ahead. We were already there. Oh, Alexander's a different
Oh.
person. Okay.
Okay.
So, are we just not going to acknowledge the freaky theater with the multi-face
Yeah, I
friend?
guess we're just ignoring that now.
Best not mentioned again.
It was probably the sewage water.
Well, yeah, fair. Or the colossal amount of morphine.
See, we're not. Well, it's not because it was traumatic. It's that we did not get good reviews.
Closed at there one day.
Distant cicada.
The only reviews were from the London Times, which said merely "shit sandwich."
Beautifully crafted steel greenhouse. It is old but still in good condition. I've got a feeling we'll probably go in here
I
soon.
think you can click.
4.5 stars.
Just like
nope,
Jim.
can't. There's another door here. Door latched. It's latched. I can't open from this side.
Jump
I
over it,
couldn't
you
possibly climb over it.
I was gonna say.
But then it's not a point-and-click
I could
adventure.
Watchtower! No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household that I'm an old friend come to visit.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
like
Let
a
yourself down.
liar.
Oh, hi, you remember me. I'm your old friend.
What the hell are you doing in my house?
I'm just here about Cthulhu. Calm down, jeez.
The bird sent me.
Oh, come right in. I see.
Or the rabbits.
Piano melody.
Wait. I'm not kidding here. This is like the first chapter.
This is very similar to the first chapter, although we're coming in from a different side and everything. Different house,
This
too.
isn't the same.
I was
this
like-
isn't the same
like-
house, is it?
No.
Wait, did you pick the wrong chapter? 'Cause
No,
looks-
this is
No,
chapter
this is
4.
Chapter 4.
No, that house was much bigger and nicer looking, and it was also in like Aberdeen. I
Yeah.
think.
Strange woman stares down at me, glaring with a silent reproach at my intrusion. Ah, Mom.
Fuck you, judgmental painting.
And then its eyes follow you into life.
You don't
can't
know
see
me,
it,
painting.
Dun, dun.
Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs.
Oh.
Hi, I'm an old friend!
Just here to take stuff. Don't question it.
Old friends still don't break and entering.
Hey,
They-
well, crafting
they don't
grab
do
reflections
that.
Be out of order. One of the hands is missing.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we need to find one of its hands. Let's
Okay,
not
sure.
go upstairs just yet. Let's avoid contact with the people who actually own the house.
Technically,
Remember,
that's
if we
broken
see a
clock,
room with a
right?
record player,
Is that one
run.
two times a day? If it's missing a hand?
I don't know if you heard that. Game Show Reviewer just asked a very interesting question. Why don't you repeat that for them?
Okay, so that's a broken clock because it's missing the minute hand. So it's a broken clock. Is it still right 2 times a day? Yes, I brought the
Oh.
stream to a halt.
This is a one-hand
Yes,
clapping
break
thing
my
going on here.
No, I was just too deep. I was.
Yeah, man. By the way.
Will you watch the Power Rangers 25th Anniversary special on Tuesday? No, I'm not planning on it because that is part of Ninja Steel, and I have not watched a single bit of Ninja Steel yet, so no spoilers. All right, got a painting. It could be Pevensey Castle, but in the painting, the garrison is not in ruins. A couple of old teacups sit on the table. One of them is full and still warm. We take
Sweet,
the
free
teacup.
tea.
Yourself. Remember, you're an old friend.
I'm an old friend. It's okay. We go through the doorway here, which I think leads out to the.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Right outside there is where the dog is, but the dog's been torn apart and being eaten by crows.
That was
No,
the that was
previous.
that was the first
Yeah, that
chapter.
was the first
Right,
chapter.
yeah.
So
I think I'm pretty sure it was a cat.
oh geez, they're starting
Okay, it
over.
was a cat, right? Yeah.
We
No,
thought
it was a crow. It was
though,
a dead
wasn't
No,
crow.
it was another crow
Yeah.
because we take the crow, which was still alive somehow,
We
put it in
found
the
the
cat's
kitty.
feed dish,
And then the cat
Yep.
eats it.
and the
That's
cat
right.
was inside the walls.
That was it. The cat had no fucking eyes. That scared the
As
shit out of me.
this is total perfect sense adventure gaming context. But yes, this is what happened.
All right, oil lamp. So we
I
can.
believe you. I believe you.
Why we had to feed a live crow to a cat, I'm not entirely.
He was hungry.
Yeah, well, no, the cat had something around its neck, like a key or something.
It was in the walls, and yeah, we needed to get something out
Don't
of the.
just
It
give
was
him cat food?
Did you see the cat food?
It seems a bit mean to feed a
Well-
live crow.
The
ancient
cat,
still
it
well.
was-
A rope hangs inside, disappearing in the darkness below. Yoink!
Okay.
I think I'm about to climb down it. This is actually
Oh, well.
much better.
We broke the rope, but it's okay.
I'll
We're
take
an
it.
old friend.
I'll just keep
Free
it.
rope.
Yeah, old friend, just it's fine to take stuff.
You're just
Oh,
breaking
God.
stuff in this out. What is this?
Flash.
Whoa.
When you were saved by the hero nuns from being buried.
The
It's-
flashback tells me someone was buried here.
It's gonna be Devitt, the original Devitt from this dimension.
That's brilliant
What?
deduction.
We're talking about alternate dimensions now? Is that a thing in this game?
No, I was just making a Rick and Morty joke.
What? Now it involves alternate dimensions. Thanks, Lewis. This is all your fault. You broke time and space.
It's what
Again.
I do.
I can't dig with my hands when I could, but you know, dirty.
All right, now we can go. Goody, we have a shortcut now.
Okay.
Oh, thank
And there's
God.
a cellar
Go to
door.
the basement.
Nothing
Let's go to
bad
the
happens
basement.
in cellars.
Not in this game. anyway.
Basement.
Ah, it's latched to.
Need a key. Okay, so I think we're gonna be going
Yeah,
upstairs in a second here.
Okay.
For Pete's sake, I'm the game show reviewer.
It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The last pages have been ripped off.
Again, fine to read your diary, old friend.
October 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupre has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which, it seems, he shall not return anytime soon. This is really repeating a lot of the stuff from the
Yeah,
first
I was gonna
chapter.
say.
The early
Sorry, I was
blogs
wondering
were
if we
really
were
hard
back
to
at
get
the
to.
Since the accident, I patiently take care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculpture in the house are turned towards the wall. What else can I do?
Wait, what was that last part?
I make sure all the sculptures are turned toward the wall.
That seems unnecessary.
This is gonna
Seems
be ominous.
important.
We're gonna turn it around. It's gonna be a monster face or something.
Well, I mean, let's remember in the first chapter, you know, we had the one housekeeper who had to hide the rosary, and
Yeah.
ended up hiding it behind a picture.
Which we just, we're just trying to adjust the painting. Whole
And it
thing
fell.
comes falling down.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
October 13th, 1887. The clockmaker just left. He has done such a good job. Good job. There's only one hand on that clock. In the end, Mr. Dupre is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he had so insistently requested. In this state, time will not be a problem anymore.
See? Time and space! What did I say, Lewis? What did I say?
What happened to them?
I broke Space-Time Continuum in my last review when I stole a Parallel Dimension Cinema Snobs movie.
Yeah,
And
that'll happen.
remember, broken clock, broken time and space.
Let's do the time warp again. All right, let's go upstairs. There are paintings above the thing. Silhouette of a man. It bears a strong resemblance to Alexander. Do any of you remember who the hell Alexander is?
He was the guy who was on the stage, the guy in the banana costume.
Okay. Why are we going to his
a bunch of
house?
stuff and his face melted.
It's
I
hard to
think he's
tell
like the
because,
fourth-
you know, the graphics make everyone look so distinct.
I know, right?
Well,
Silhouette
I'm
of
not
a
so
woman.
certain
Well, I mean,
that
look, you
this
see
isn't
that picture
just
right there? That's his very
Disneyland's Haunted
distinctive-
Mansion.
I'm pretty sure Alexander was also one of the kids from school who you summoned the Birdman with.
Yeah.
The one who's not dead.
Oh, Alexander DeLarge from Clockwork Orange. No, actually, you mentioned Haunted Mansion. I did that. We went when we were in California. We did Disneyland on Saturday night. We only had time to do 2 rides because, of course, lines everywhere. My fidget cube. Yeah. We only had time to do 2 rides, so we did Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. And by the way, Haunted Mansion was so fun.
Haunted Mansion's amazing, and I used to think when they did upgrades to it, I was like, they're gonna ruin it, they're gonna make it worse, and then I always eat my words. It ends up being amazing.
That was
Louis,
so much fun. I had a
I
grin
ended up
across my
going to
face
it,
the entire time.
I ended up going to Disneyland 2 days after you. You went on the last day you could go before they were starting to do the Christmas renovations for it.
Fine painting of the local Roman structures. They somehow seem more ancient in this depiction. And we figure of an angel facing the wall.
Let's turn it around.
Won't let me turn it around. Down the hallway.
Is that some sort of like actual superstition?
Mm.
The facing the statue the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I know sometimes going blue for a second here. I know some people when they have sex, it's creepy for them to have photos looking at them.
This is the painting Dave Letterman on Velvet.
A portrait of an old man, maybe a ship captain. It looks like he's trying to guard his chest with his stern glare.
Yeah, which is why his hands are by his side.
I hate it when them people touch my chest.
I'm gonna touch your chest.
You're gonna piss him off now.
Your
You
chest made of
scallywag.
oak wood.
Over
Yoink.
there.
It's fine, I'm an old friend.
There's a large
And
iron
there,
hook
in the
inside.
chest,
Yoink.
was a hook.
There's a fragment of a diary under the book.
Okay, yoink again.
August 5th. I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures. I feel them stalking me in the darkness.
Well,
I know it is
throw them away.
You can't have a house without sculptures, you Luddite. Good lord.
Sorry.
I know not possible. I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone. They're frozen paroxysms? Paroxysms? I don't know that word. With what diabolical art were those gestures conceived? An eternal movement, a tension, an impossible struggle to get back the life they never had. I might place them outdoors in the greenhouse and let the mold devour them and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts.
That'll
Time to
show you,
just-
stupid sculptures.
Or,
Time to move into a new house.
sell them?
Sounds like the opposite of weeping angels.
It's like they
Don't
won't
look at
go
them.
away.
Never look at them. Eyes shut.
It turns out it's all the statues obviously are moving about, and it turns out they are the gargoyles
Again?
from Hunchback of Notre Dame, and they
Oh,
just want to
no.
sing at you.
We can go
Oh,
on those
no.
routes, but I want to try
I
this
don't even
one
know where
first.
these sculptures get off thinking they can look at me like that.
I have to say, he is disproportionately angry about these sculptures.
Alexander!
Oh, this
Oh,
guy
there he is. Game over.
Alexandra.
Old
Hey,
friend.
there's a thing on the bed.
Yes, inspect that first.
Oh, that's
Jump.
not paper. That is a horrible stain. No.
Jump up and down on the bed.
The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is Zai Ilthal, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Oh, so it's the bird thing again.
Isn't that an ancient Minbari prophet?
Inside its ancient mist inhabit the shadows of those who left.
Hey, not
Yeah,
the one.
whatever, man. This is some great poetry. Hey, you feeling okay?
They will leave a box description laudanum. It to be taken in case of anxiety.
Oh.
Is empty. No more
and he's
drugs.
high again.
He's OD'd. He's OD'd.
Dude, it's pill pass. Jeez.
Bogarted all the heroin.
The cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece. The bird.
Time and space.
It's also crooked.
Oh yeah, you walk sideways.
Oh yeah.
Can I adjust? Let me see if I can adjust the things at all. Face the clock has been turned. Okay,
Actually, and I'm being serious, from a historical note, that clock face is actually flawed.
Really?
Yeah. The number 4 on clock faces is never IV. It is 4 eyes.
Ah.
Yes, that is
Yeah,
correct.
that's-
Actually.
Yeah, you're right.
How come?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it's
just-
something that changed over. I remember that. I've seen that before.
Steven went back.
Well, that GIS game is ruined for me.
I know. This is the immersion
Bad
broken.
game. 0 out of 10. Too much water. Anyway, painting. Misty dock overlooks a gray ocean. Gulls wheels over it. See, told you too much water. All right, let's see if he's alive.
I like socks.
Alexander, it's me, Devitt. I'm sorry if I startled you. Why are you
No,
sitting
you're
in a wheel-
not.
Is everything all right? Why are you sitting in a
I'm
wheelchair?
also sorry for taking all your stuff.
Are you hurt, maybe? Can you stand?
Maybe give him a chance to answer.
He is staring blank as if he has not heard my questions at all.
Couldn't be anything to
So
do with the empty
hot.
pill bottle.
No, not at all.
What's going on? You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what is happening here? He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears in some kind of hypnotic trance.
He's
Go
trying
his
to watch
gates.
Game of Thrones. Jesus.
When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I'd heard footsteps. Were they yours, or is there someone else in the house?
Yeah, the wheelchair's just for show, jackass.
For a moment, I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he's unresponsive.
What is this box you're looking at with moving pictures?
Alexander, please say something! I don't know what to do! I don't understand. Just what happened to him? Rope? Nope.
Use the lamp.
Oh!
Light him on fire.
By accident, you.
Yeah! That was completely totally intentional!
Go to the
Because I'm
well. We can
awesome!
grab
I'm
a
smart!
well.
I know what I'm doing!
Lewis is a genius.
I'm the
Yeah.
best! Lamp? Nope.
Hit him with a lamp.
Hit him with the
Light him
hook.
on fire.
How would you review that lamp?
Well,
You
I
didn't
tried.
get any lamps for your birthday? I tried to get you a lamp for your birthday.
Yes, but I'm very happy with the 3D glasses and Spider-Man card you got for me. That was wonderful.
Good, because it's not a lamp. I'm sorry.
I got a Bulbasaur puppet. I'm happy.
All right.
Oh dear.
Aw, man.
I swear to God, I've played this chapter before.
It is possible you did. I mean, it was so long ago. Maybe you did play Chapter 4, and there is like another additional chapter after this that they're not telling us about.
Yeah, okay, because I remember you change the light bulb and it explodes, and then
Fun.
Oh, good.
that has to be a previous chapter. Had to be.
Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. They can hardly distinguish anything. All right, so we're in some kind
wait,
of
wait. See my joke about screwing in a light bulb. See,
water flushing.
Drink it.
Should have been water.
Drink it.
It's not sewage
Oh,
water.
It's not better
It's
than
the-
the sewage
check-
water you were drinking.
A
the
basin with a
giant
copper
wedding
drain.
portrait of the parakeet family.
Oh
Are
god.
we just ignoring the blood on the floor, by the way?
Yes.
They're rat
It's,
masks.
It's
Yeah,
it's
it is.
uh
It is blood because when you change the light bulb, it's full of blood, and then when it explodes, there's blood goes everywhere.
it's blood on the floor and not rose petals.
Kind of red tinting glass cover used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor.
Because that's because you have to change the light to something that's red to develop the photos, because that's how that works.
Yeah. It's bulbed
Yeah.
with intense white light. Piano melody. All right.
Nothing to do with exposing the
ground here.
photos.
It's a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. Collodion of photography. Collodion is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article, to which great value is attached, some supposing that it is peculiar composition belong to the principle blah 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 science. Develop positive image. This is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Oh, good! We're working with dangerous chemicals here. Good.
Add salt to
And
taste.
you're probably
We're
still high on
alchemists,
morphine.
guys.
Then the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess of the chemicals. Nah, just lick it. They would almost require a chapter by themselves. A long, expensive experience to assess that 9 of every 10 failures occurs from a want of care, the presence of dirt, or negligence. Do not rub all over face.
I'll do what I want.
You're not the boss of me.
Don't tell me what to do.
One cannot be over nice, careful, or cleanly. The best results always rewarding the most painstaking. If a mistake is made in the order specified in the formula, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again.
Huh.
Is this something we actually have to remember? Because
Probably.
Probably. This is why we had you look up the wiki earlier for when we had the fog mission.
you remember that time we were asking the priest questions and he kept getting angry at us and crucifixes are falling everywhere?
Yeah, and,
Oh, yeah.
I'm still sure
I'd
we did
always
that
wonder
wrong.
what Snuffleupagus' mom and dad looked like.
All right, so this is the last doorway. Let's picture of an angel with a gentle face. Aw. Statue turned around. Fireplace. Large envelope of black felt covered in dust and ashes. It is labeled with a warning: "Do not open it under white light."
Do it, do it, do it. Oh.
And he immediately disobeys directions. Good.
This thing does. Hey, again, not the boss of me. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, no, don't tell me what to do, letter.
It's a letter.
It's a letter.
Don't
Dear
give me shit.
Alexander, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. There is no doubt that sometimes mere contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it never would have visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method I have decided to try.
Want to elaborate?
No, I was trying to think of a joke, but I couldn't think of one.
This is like a meth person going to Home Depot and just like, I've got so many ideas.
Forgive me for not providing information about the method itself. As soon as I get a definite results, I will write to you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Vidit ne quisiat. I think that was the
It
motto.
is, yeah.
That was the motto of the evil cult. Well, the philosopher cult, I should say.
There was
The
2
Saturday
phrases
group, they
that
got
said, so I keep forgetting.
We'll just substitute that with Excelsior.
Valor Morghulis. That's all good.
Paperflip. This seems an invoice.
15 pounds of dildos?
Oh.
May
Oh
this,
God.
may this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house.
I'm glad your character can read that, because
Shelf is lined with strange black books. Some titles include The Movements of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. Kama
aren't
Sutra.
those Anita Blake novels?
Not seeing anything else. Oh, is there something else we can click on, or is that the way out?
That's the way out.
That's the way out. All right. Well, let's.
Ulysses S. Grant does not approve.
See, is there anything else we can pick up in here that I missed? There was the water, camera tripod.
What was on the other side? I thought I saw something clickable up here.
There's a flask of cyanide. Yoink.
Drink
here.
it.
Nope.
It doesn't have that drink me label
Give
on
it
it.
to Alexandre. It's fine. You're an old
It's
friend.
See, back in the day, a Sierra Online game, they'd have let you do it. You'd have died, but they'd
cyanide
let
on
you do it.
anything. Whoop.
So
I need something in which to apply the liquid.
you need like a dropper or something.
Need to put it in a suitable place to work. Okay.
Try the envelope first, yeah.
Against opening under white light.
Yeah, okay, so you gotta find some kind of a way to get red light.
Did you go back to the well where the rope was and put the hook down it to see if anything's at the bottom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's try that. Maybe
that's a
maybe
good
the
idea.
bucket has something in there.
You've definitely got to change the light bulb somehow.
Yeah.
Spooky house.
We like Spooky House. See if the birds come back for this one too.
God, no, I hope not.
They're my least favorite thing in the world.
They're the best.
No. Like these
I
people.
strongly disagree.
Very
Distant
Oh.
cicada.
No, you're gonna help Sadako out. You're not supposed to help her.
All right, we got a bucket. Within the mud and dirt inside the bucket, there was a small bird of brass.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Literally just what I said I want.
Oh,
Something's in
That's
it.
the
Break
cuckoo
it.
clock.
Break it. Break it.
No, you gotta put it on the clock. The thing that there was a cuckoo clock. That was
Yeah, I'm
missing.
gonna put on the
Oh,
cuckoo clock, but I
yeah.
was gonna see if I could bust it open too. Nice
I
thing about
guess
adventure
it might
games, you just
open when
click
the-
on everything and hope something works.
You also have to change it to, was it 6:15 in the evening?
yes.
6:45, yeah.
Although I think you need the extra hand because I think all the clocks are synced up.
Yeah, but the one that was upstairs had the.
I feel like this is a lot of work to go through. You can just stamp on the damn thing.
I know, right? The bird fits perfectly.
That's nice.
I bet no one threw this into the well for any good reason.
Face of the clock has been turned.
There was only some way to fix that. Huh?
Well, either way, it's still not 6:15.
You have to do it. You have to do it from the downstairs clock.
Yeah, let's see if we can adjust it and see what happens.
What, their net worked?
Yeah, he said
yeah.
that they
Said that they're all synced up.
that he has
They
synced the
installed a
device.
small lever and somehow
Yes,
that synced all the clocks.
Okay, so
They're on the cloud, so they.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that they're trying to get.
I did not click out of it. Okay, so we need the other hand first, I think. All
Or if
right.
you hear our cat.
So let's see if he will react to the fact that the bird is in there now.
I got you something to drink.
Oh,
No,
You horrible man.
Andre.
Not that
Oh,
guy.
everywhere.
Try going to the. Wasn't there a greenhouse like just outside the place when you left?
We need
yes,
to get
let's-
in or
Well,
something, right?
Maybe it's time to change the light bulb, like Spoonie said.
Yeah, but the problem is we need to figure out what to put into.
We
it.
need a
Maybe the
plate.
lamp will work in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a plate, and
suppose.
vitriol and a dropper or something,
Is that
maybe.
a lamp? Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just try taking the bulb. You got to take the old one out first.
Ah, there we go. Bulb unscrewing.
Now, good job.
No, terrible decision.
Good thing you have that lamp.
Yeah.
Okay, now try to do the thing. Let's try to do the.
Yeah, maybe we could open the
Oh,
envelope.
let's try the lamp. The envelope now.
Well, it's still under white light technically.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nope. Need to apply liquid to something. Please shadow on the floor. If
Well, I made it darker. You're welcome.
Good. I have done a good thing today.
Time to pick up all the pieces and then glue it back together.
Yeah.
And then screw it in.
All right.
Glue
So
game.
the kitchenette might have another light bulb in it somewhere. I mean, I was looking around here to see if I was gonna work in a place like this, I would have the spare bulbs in here. But I'm not seeing. Maybe in the camera.
Quit thinking logically.
Yeah. Let's try the kitchen.
I think it's the first chapter we've done that doesn't start with you drastically hanging up your coat.
Oh yeah.
No, the last one too.
Oh, that's true.
Right, we woke up in the
We
city.
had no clothes in London.
We had the weird
Right.
fortune teller though, who was not helpful.
That's
Oh, she
right,
was
they
all
don't-
like, "Oh yeah, you can just have that lamp. It's fine."
They do not sell clothes in London. I know. I've been there.
Pantry with spices and ingredients. Old bottles.
Season our meat, but we cannot develop our photo.
Well, the thing is, it said I needed to put the cyanide somewhere, but it's not working on the bottles.
I think what it means is
We need a plate.
yeah, you need a photographic plate with probably whatever's on the envelope. And put the
Go out
sign
the gate.
Yeah, I guess go to the other side, see if there's anything.
That's it. You gotta go to the greenhouse.
Let's
Leave
try
it-
the
Yeah.
greenhouse and
Yep.
see if.
Can we even get in? Take the
Oh,
bar
wait a
off.
minute.
Hit it with a lamp.
Burn it down.
Oh, we
Burn
can
down
we
the
can
windows.
we can actually take that off.
It was
Oh,
odd that it was locked from the outside. No kidding, right?
Okay, are the weekend angels in here?
oh no.
They were keeping something inside.
What is that?
It's a broken window.
This pan looks as
okay.
if it had been broken from the inside.
Okay.
Thanks, CSI Miami.
Okay.
It's actually-
Yeah.
its head is missing.
Oh no.
That's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
That's gonna be one
Is
very.
that a
pissed
bottle
off
of red
weekend angel.
liquid?
Covered in mold, glancing at me with a sad gesture.
No.
Anyone have a light bulb?
Jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful. It is a powerful acid.
Take it.
Yoink.
Yeah, now we got some acid.
That's,
Yeah.
Why is the
that's part of your
vitriol in the
photography.
greenhouse?
Yeah, that was part of the photography thing, but it's not the plate we need.
It's important lesson when you're investigating. Never drop acid.
I mean, maybe the plate is still there. We just needed the vitriol.
Maybe. Let's
I think so.
let's go back there and we'll give it a
Go
try.
into the go through the north. Yeah, you got it.
Don't they know this would be easier if they were doing digital photography?
Beware the hounds.
Surprise sound.
Dun, dun,
red.
dun. Oh shit!
Oh dear.
No.
Oh
And
dear.
around it, dire wolf cubs.
Oh dear.
Ah, ha, 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 ha.
Well, thi-
I'm
this
funny,
is straight up
damn
how
it.
Game of Thrones started.
Collect the blood.
Yeah, you gotta
Honestly,
use the light bulb on the blood.
in there, yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, we need a red bulb.
Nice.
No!
Yeah.
No, I refuse to accept this as the solution to this problem.
I did play this. I remember this.
We needed to color it red.
I don't like this at all.
It's already dead. It's not like we murdered it.
No.
This is totally how photography works.
Yeah.
This is hard science.
Remember, alchemy.
This is want to know
Key
anything about
component to
science?
alchemy.
Well,
Wow, we're
that's-
really just absorbing
that's
this,
good
aren't we?
meat. Come on.
All right. Well, I guess
We are full of good decisions today.
I guess if we put the red light bulb back in, then we can open the letter, and maybe it has the last thing we need to do.
I mean, this isn't. It's not really just that it's good decisions. It's our only decision. Okay?
But is this just
No.
like next time I need a
other
red light
decision.
bulb, I was gonna have to go slaughter a deer. It's awful.
Or get some Sharpies.
Like,
You mean it's
it's deer blood or nothing these days.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
This is not gonna be fun.
Gross, 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 gross.
You don't have to wear the
This
dress.
is
Ah,
how this
Deer
works.
blood. Yes.
That's not how this
Okay,
works.
was it
Lit
cyanide
by
first or
deer
vitriol?
blood.
I don't remember.
What?
Does anyone else smell something?
There's a glass plate, one slide cover. I've placed it in the basin. There was an instruction for was it vitriol or cyanide first?
I believe it's vitriol then cyanide, but I might be wrong.
Smells like venison.
Okay,
gross.
1 ounce of the vitriol and then cyanide. Okay, so vitriol first.
Vitriol, cyanide, then wash the thing, and then the bulb will probably explode.
Okay. Now cyanide.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
Now we gotta rinse it. Oh right,
Yep. And rinse the plate.
yeah.
Preheat oven to 400.
Image appearing on the plate.
Oh man,
Achievement unlocked. Alchemist.
It's a
What did
ghost!
I say? Alchemy.
Yep.
it's a ghost.
Photograph of Anthony and Alexander. Ah!
That's amazing.
Okay, we have
love
been.
it.
We have been.
Oh,
Okay,
I love it.
I think we may have had a bad trip there.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
thinking
Yeah,
it.
oh,
back in the poster.
Oh, good.
You mean-
Vigo the
you mean we didn't
Carpathian here is
just-
back in the thing.
Oh
We didn't just make new friends.
no, no, just more jump scares.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it.
I clearly chose a bad time to take a piss. I was getting to the bathroom, somebody here. No!
Well, the good news is none of us need to take a piss now.
It just looks like two people wearing pterodactyl heads.
Yeah, the two people in the
the
portrait.
rat
of
heads
your
is what
next
I
to
say,
the-
what are you
like
doing
that.
in our room?
That was beautiful. I love that. We still
No,
have the
remember-
vitriol and the
remember
cyanide, so
we're-
I guess those will come in handy.
They're the
I'm an
people
old
who
friend.
live here. They're the people who live here, and we're an old friend.
It's okay, rat people.
Hey, buddy.
So met your roommates.
You see this?
Alexander, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and our old friend Anthony, and there is someone else blurred in the background. Who is the third figure? Does he mean something to you?
It's me.
Are you cheating on me?
Metallic clink.
Red rum.
The bird
The
awaits.
bird awaits.
Helpful.
Bird is the word.
Oh! That's the hand for the...
Ooh, mal, mal, up, up, mal, mal, mal.
Yoink. All right, I think we can
Oh,
solve the clock face problem.
No.
Now we have a Q&A.
Just remember, you gotta also sync up the rest of you.
Yep. Make it the 6. It was 6:15 is what it was.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
I think...
Set the clock to the correct time.
Alright.
Let's see.
It was 6:15.
Do we have to take into account that the upstairs one was
Nope.
messed up?
See, I'm trying to remember what's. Okay,
The big hand has to be pointing to the right.
yes.
Unless we're taking into account the right hand turn of the upstairs clock.
See, that's what I'm wondering about myself. To the 3, I believe, because that's cool.
Yeah, this is not intuitive design for how this works.
Oh god. Well, today we learned that Lewis can't tell time.
I can tell time. I'm just like, okay, so that's
No,
six.
you're not too far. You're
That's
not too far.
He
I know,
can't
I'm
tell time after he's already broken
Quarter.
There we
time
go.
and space.
Ah, the cable came back.
Now press the button.
Push the lever.
Click.
Boom.
Now
Now that's gonna set all of them like that.
Yes, so upstairs, the clock inside should have released whatever was in the bird or
Well,
whatever.
yes, again, I suspect it's going to be
Yeah,
wrong because it's...
I agree. So we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to take this into account.
Yeah.
So it's really gonna have to be
Oh, that's right.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, set the bottom one to 3 o'clock.
All right.
Man, they
This-
had some really nice technology back in the Victorian era.
This is some Silent Hill stuff right here. All right, so 3 o'clock, you said?
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
After this, we just have to find out what the Wi-Fi password is.
Fatangen.
Click. The sound came from upstairs.
Distant cuckoo. Yeah, I can hear the cuckoo clock going nuts.
Well, he's
Ambient
mentally ill, but
music.
I don't think it's nice to call him that.
And-
Oh
was
no.
Oh man, he is
actually
jazzing
Yo,
out.
yo,
Hey, that's
yo,
all.
Yep. It's all
yo!
Fatangen.
The bird has burst out at the stroke. Now its beak is open.
The stroke, and he looks it.
What's in the boat?
There was a key inside the bird.
Huzzah! To what?
You have a
Solar.
locked door at any
Oh,
point?
the basement. The
Yeah.
basement's locked.
Is that some kind of
Elbereth Gilthoniel.
Give him the vitriol.
Yeah, quick, drink this.
Put him aside.
Calm down. Calm
This
down,
will
man.
calm you.
Quick, Sidon!
Actually,
You know,
maybe
why don't you
the thing
push the wheelchair, take him with you? He never gets out.
Nope.
Nope.
Have you tried slapping him, like, really hard?
Snap out of it, old man.
Alright, through the basement.
Yes.
Have you seen the deer outside?
Drink the fucking tea.
Would you like to pet the deer?
Don't worry, he won't bite.
I may be stuck in this wheelchair, but my only friend, the wild deer, will soon come to visit. Ah!
Crows flying.
This is the best.
Thanks, delayed sound effect.
Mold and
Better
dust
just
cover
look
the
out for
portrait,
it.
making the subject indistinguishable.
Pour some vitriol on it.
There you go.
Cyanide! Light it
Must-
on fire! Light it
much
on
poison the
fire!
paint.
Fire it up!
Well, the fact that we still have it suggests that we're going to use it for something else.
This
worries
piece of
me.
fine furniture has several drawers. Okay, this
Light
has
it
one
on
is a
fire.
gardener shovel.
Okay.
Ah, you can dig up the grave now.
Cabin's a large stain of
Oh,
mold of the
no.
high stain of atmosphere. and-
Always make sure and have your gardener spade.
There are remains of a Roman
Thank you,
mosaic on
thank
the
you.
wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly.
And he's very judgy about
Oh
this
no, it's
art.
the Weeping Angels run!
Ancient statue in poor condition.
Well, that means
Again,
he's
Alright,
getting
He's
into
so
the
judgy, man.
radiation.
It's art.
All right, you on the wall, freeze!
Ah.
Freeze! Yeah, okay, I'm done.
I laughed.
Likewise.
Book written in a language unknown to me. There's a scrawled annotation written in English on one of the margins.
Oh, wait,
McGrill? What's a McGrill?
does this end up? Oh, now I get it.
This and no other is the function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something that we didn't understand at the time. To accompany the mind to the proscenium of the big theater, and there.
That is the space between the testicles and the anus.
Proscenium is actually a type of theater.
And
Oh.
there, help us to look behind the curtain that separates the world of men from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. Will the Hoopoe allow us to raise a curtain enough to walk off the stage and go beyond? So, okay, they were like trying to access another dimension, and they encountered the bird
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And they decided to call this mystical device a hoopoe.
I mean, the demon in The Exorcist is named Pazuzu.
That you're fair.
Fair. Fair.
All right, so
Next.
innumerable jars full of murky objects embedded in formaldehyde. Oh, good, more chemicals.
Ew.
Huge cage full of leftovers and dirt animals have been captive here.
You think it's been animals.
Jars and test tubes. Everything is soaked in chemical residue, and the air is filled with the smell of vinegar. Oh,
Let's add to it.
I mean,
Explore the rest of the room first.
there's a lot of room here. A bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have dealt fungi inside them.
Surge,
Drink it.
Fanta.
Unlabeled bottles and lab equipment. Is there anything we can take?
Impossibly high lab equipment. Look at that.
Can you go into like this back section? Is there more to this here?
Not that I can see.
Nope.
Alexander must be 9 feet tall.
Dig up the grave.
You wouldn't
Dig
know
up-
it by
Well, I'm
him
gonna dig
sitting
up the
there.
grave. I'm just making sure there's nothing I can do in here first.
There wasn't anything in here we got, right? Like, there's
Well, we
nothing.
got that.
Hey,
in
Hoopo is a
this room,
bird,
no.
according to the internet.
Oh, okay.
According
Time to
Rose
dig up that
Chat.
sexy,
Rose
sexy
Thank you,
corpse.
Rose. Alright.
Thank you for doing the Googling for us.
I mean, we're kind of in the middle of actually playing the game, so we can't really.
That
I can
kinda
have
helps.
you Google it.
I'm in the middle of watching you play the game.
I mean, I could do it.
All right, let's play Gravedigger.
Yeah.
Yay!
Gravedigger.
It's probably a bird.
Nothing. I mean, with our luck this so far.
Gonna be some bloke just like fucking hell.
Gravedigger
thanks
is-
for letting me know."
Digging.
No, it's another like whole
Gravedigger's
thing
my
of birds.
favorite monster.
Flash!
Ah!
Uh-oh.
I predict no bad things happening.
Pour the acid on the lock.
I mean,
Why not?
it worked.
Push.
Okay, there's our Gravedigger. Oh,
Ah! Oh god! I did not
found
put the corpse in his grave.
I mean, I don't know what you expected when you open a grave.
What the-
So.
her mother was a jackal.
He died.
And this is
doing
where
crazy
Jacko
things.
buried Bubbles.
What is he holding?
Beside the corpse, there is a paper leaf.
And you
Yoink.
don't smell too good.
Dear Alexander, undoubtedly your methods are definitely stronger than mine. How do you manage to get results with such alacrity? On another note, my epiphany with the treatise of alchemy was not accidental. When examining the text closer, I have come to the conclusion that for a time, Raymondus Lully sought the same thing as we did. In his account, he describes a formula that he calls hoopo. Yes, like the legendary bird. You know, that
one.
common legendary bird we all know about.
Oh, absolutely.
Is this like
Very
where Hobo
convenient.
comes
Yeah, I was about to say they spelt Ho wrong.
It closely resembles the serum with which we have worked so far, except for minor differences. It's a pity that what you tell me about old Mike. I hope he gets better soon. Excelsior.
Bit like Big Mike, but he's older.
Oh.
Look, you are clutching a rolled-up canvas. Yoink!
P.S. I'm dead.
It's a map of the stars.
Oh,
Right.
good. I read that as a map of the stairs.
So it's like a Star Trek map here.
And here's where Bill Shatner lives.
No. He's gonna write more terrible books.
The remains of a grotesque animal, maybe a small ape. It has a collar with some engraved words on it. Old Mike,
Well, we found old Mike.
I'm old gray.
as opposed to new Mike.
Is there anything
So
else?
old he died.
So we got a star map here.
I'm gonna miss old Mike. He was the best of the apes.
We still
That
have
was a
the-
scream. Oh God, that sounds like Alexander.
Quick,
Let's
pour the
rush
vitriol!
over
I've heard him
there.
scream many
Dun,
times.
dun, 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 dun,
I used to
Rushing
jump out of him
over.
constantly.
I need to walk. I need to run very carefully.
Don't go too fast or anything.
I
We
know that
could
scream.
just
It's Freddie Mercury.
slow and
Hey,
steady
look,
wins
if
the
he's in
race,
trouble,
guys.
he's not going anywhere. So
Except for rolling down the stairs in his wheelchair.
How did he even get up the stairs? Now that I think of it.
Very carefully.
Oh.
Alexander.
Oh, son! He's missing! Inspect the wheelchair!
Not going anywhere.
Well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, inspect the chair!
He fell out the window.
Oh, it's a ladder. Oh,
Some
oh no,
diary
wait, no.
page.
Oh,
No,
no,
that's-
it's a,
that's the window.
Sorry, it looked like a ladder.
The paper is ripped apart as if someone had stripped it off the book hastily.
he's been sitting on diary pages.
I'm
Hang on, I'll
writing
stop-
this in the
I'll
light.
stop and read.
I am writing this in the light of my desk lamp, hoping to be able to remember it all when the birds finally sing and the sun's blessing dispels the dark shadows of the mind. During the whole afternoon, a strong wind hit the valley, so strong that it has cracked the larger branch of the old oak in the garden. I find it hard to get sleep during these nights, so I read a lot while accompanying the professor. I don't really
That's
know.
nice.
It's Gillian's Island.
I don't really know when exactly I fell asleep. I was awakened by the chill of the night, which was seeping through the open window. I looked outside and I saw him. The professor was miraculously awake. What was my joy to see him standing on the balcony, watching the valley with a true serene expression, enjoying the fresh and calm air right after the storm. I felt
You're
that
doing Richard Burton's voice.
I felt that a blessing had fallen upon this house, and for a moment I felt immensely happy.
And then he fell.
I'm not Richard Burton.
I stared at him for a while without saying anything, being afraid of dispelling a vision I hadn't believed possible for a long time. And then, in the midst of the silence, I heard a sound that froze me in my seat and snatched all my calmness with such a terrible chill that I will never forget. A loud noise beside me, low-pitched as the drag of a slab. Mr. Alexander's snore, who was pleasantly sleeping in his bed.
Horrifying!
So horrifying, he's leaving.
I have already made a decision. I'll leave this house.
Your snoring sucks. Bye.
Because
Actually, April has told me my snoring is horrible, so.
the implication being that he was sleeping next to the professor.
Yeah, let's sleep in.
Don't judge.
Statue is holding something. Hey, I remember this is the balcony we were looking out in the place.
Yeah, the
Prologue.
professor dressed as a banana was.
The
Lens
sack
mounted on a
of-
metal ring.
Okay, well now you
Seems
gotta
like
take it
I
to
was
the,
using
to the,
that.
to the temple so you can put it at that exact spot on the staff of Ra.
Take one cut out back for the Hebrew god.
Alright, is there anything else still in here?
No, I'm pretty sure there's a jump scare waiting outside though.
Probably.
Wow, Alexander gets up from that chair, could sprint like a gazelle.
I just figured he rolled out of the window.
I mean, the chair was still there, though.
Yeah,
Alright, lens for the camera, maybe. No?
Ah.
too easy.
Watching you guys. Nope.
Maybe the thing has no idea what it does.
Okay, we got a crystal, we got a star map.
Can you look through the crystal?
I mean,
Oh. Put the crystal in the light bulb.
No.
But everything in the light bulb.
you know, with an adventure game, might as well try. Nope.
I thought it might project the star map or something.
You never
It looks
know.
like it is a lens for a telescope. Was there anything like an observatory?
I don't
Yeah,
think-
which is why I was like, you're looking out into the sky on that balcony, and maybe you can look up into the sky and find those stars on
Oh,
the star
yeah.
map.
That's a thought, yeah.
Let me just explore in here real quick. 'Cause I don't remember if we got anything in here.
Yeah, you got the letter, the black.
Okay, the letter, that was it. And anything else? Yeah, just double checking, because, you know,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
probably
I feel it.
gonna have to backtrack later.
Probably.
See you later, Sea Captain. Alright, so back in here, back onto the balcony. Loud wind.
Excuse you.
Yes, a loud breaking wind.
Oh, nope.
Nope.
Try the star map
Oh,
on the.
Nope.
Oh,
Let me
no,
grab it.
keeps-
Crystal on the star map.
No, I don't think you
Oh.
can grab it, you just look at it.
Put map in mouth.
Crystal through that? No?
Oh.
Was there?
Light on fire? No. Cyanide?
Yeah, it's not letting me actually grab it. It's only letting me look at it.
Okay, well we took the crystal from a statue. We could try it on the statues in the basement, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd go back
that's not
down.
bad, yeah.
This is the level of humor we've reached.
That's the level I've reached.
Alright, let's see, it's around back. She will go out the front. That was the quicker way.
Go for the shortcut.
If not in here, we'll try the greenhouse next. The mold and discover the portrait. Nope. We got the shovel. Human mumble. What was that?
Son of
Said
a-
right there. It's human mumble.
First my whiskey in the trailer.
Put the crystal on the headless one.
Nope.
That's a lot of crack.
Ambiental music.
Ambiental? Is
I
that
don't think
word?
that's a real word.
That's
Oh!
just-
Oh, look.
Hello.
Oh, there wasn't a hole here. There is now.
Oh, here we
Oh
go.
yeah.
my! Telescope. Okay, perfect.
There's a dark hole in the
Start.
center of the room. It delves in depths of the earth far beyond what I can see.
Don't go in
Jump
the hole.
in.
No.
Don't even
No,
think
like,
about it.
3
Do
feet.
it. Do
Telescope
it.
first.
Jump straight in. Head first.
Crystal fits perfectly in the telescope.
Huzzah!
Huh.
Oh, okay.
The 69 constellation.
It looks like Gemini.
Should we take a screenshot
Oh.
of this? I think.
Some
You
of them-
bag on me for my fart jokes.
You gotta,
Yeah, sure.
you gotta use the star map now.
Yeah, we gotta use the star map now to match up which ones to do.
Oh, effort.
Let's go. Okay, so okay, so Deneb, Altair, and Vega is what I'm guessing. So kind of
Okay.
top left there. It's,
yes,
it's in the middle
the
of a
Vega
bunch of them
constellation.
each time.
Yeah, good luck with this.
Okay, I'll try to match. I will try to do this. Let's see, it was
Bottom left, I think.
no, not the triangle I'm
No.
looking for. Okay, it is a
Look,
triangle.
It's got the look at the constellation. It's got the little constellations near them. So you just got to find the center one of
They all
each.
look like people dancing like no one's watching.
It's Altair, Vega, and Deneb. So was that top one? Was the one in the little 3-1 in the middle down there, and then up there again? Okay, I think. Try this again.
Okay,
It's definitely
Alright,
this
so-
one.
It's that one.
It was this one,
that
and
one, and then the one you want is
I want to say it's this one.
It's between two others. So I think it's the one just the top of that symbol.
This
yeah,
one?
that one. Yeah, I think so.
Yo, positive chime.
there. Yep.
There.
Oh,
Bermuda.
And correct, this is the summer triangle.
You passed
Yay!
the test.
Okay.
Let's
All right,
show
good
what
game,
it's
guys.
worth.
We found the
Now
summer
it's-
triangle. All right, now
A
what?
new bird!
A wooden secretary desk, beautifully carved. The flip top has no door or knob, just some strange symbols.
Jump in the hole.
Oh God.
Oh, that's one of yeah.
Oh,
those
Oh,
are
it coordinates with the symbols that you just lined it up with in the telescope.
Okay,
yeah.
so kind of an equal sign
Hash-
of a thing there, an upside
Almost
down
a
omega
hashtag,
symbol,
almost a
and a
U,
trident.
and like the Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, I think I got it. Let me,
Okay, so top one is the equal sign.
Nope, that was it.
that was it.
that one. No.
yeah, I accidentally went for it.
equal sign. This
Yeah.
one over here is an
Yep.
ups.
No, it's the next one. This one.
Yeah. This
There it
one's an
is,
upside
there
down
it is.
omega, and down to
Hey.
Battlestar Galactica.
That's the trident.
There it is.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
There's a small cabinet with 2 slots for syringes. Only one of them remains. Yay, more
Oh.
morphine!
Oh yeah.
Finding some damn kids.
It puts
There's
the
no
lotion
choice
on
but
its
to jump in
skin.
the hole. Jump.
Playing their hip hop music.
What year is it?
Of course, Lois tries to shoot up immediately.
Why not?
Oh, a letter.
I'm terribly sorry about old Mike. Will you put him to rest in his favorite place? After weeks of
Old
unsuccessful attempts, I have managed to distill the alchemical formula based on the notes you sent me. Certainly you're a master of the craft. The subject reacted to the serum as usual, rapidly entering into a state of walking sleep. Suddenly, the convulsion stops. What was that?
Waking sleep.
Waking sleep. Suddenly, the convulsion stopped, and since then, he has not been responding to any kind of stimulation. So I think that's what happened to Alexander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading that as wanking sleep.
Waking sleep. He has remained in this state for many days.
Look,
The best
I only
sleep.
did that once, alright?
I woke up, it was incredibly messy.
Where's the end of our experiments? You okay down there?
Ah,
Oops, there's a ladder.
Oh, this place again.
Alexander.
Oh, he's fine. See?
Hey.
I'm not talking to you.
Damn.
You know
so
what
we
you
didn't
did.
watch a prequel. We watched the ending scene first.
Oh my God!
Because this is the place.
Twist. This is some memento stuff right here.
Yeah.
This is what you asked me to search for, is it not, Alexander? Am I right? The last door. The soul.
Is it still bad that I read
La
it
la
as
la
like,
la la
Wahadoo?
la bomba.
The last door. We can cross together. What should I do?
Cross it. Duh.
I am waiting for you here in the mist. Oh no, not the mist again.
Aw, you're his only friend. He's waiting for you.
He's here and waiting for you.
And it's nearby. I can hear it. What is nearby? What do you hear?
I'm telling you, shut up.
It knows we are afraid.
Son,
I am ready.
past them trees.
Sit down.
I will hit you with this weird.
Sit down, because I'm not really certain you're ready for this.
Now, do you have any allergies that I should know about?
Here, take the syringe.
Syringe suction.
Here you go. Have
Now,
fun.
drop your pants.
Whoa!
Oh wow! Right
Right
in
in
the
the-
neck.
Did you have to be that violent?
Oh
Whoa!
no!
Yo!
Distorting medley.
Yo!
That's it. That trip.
Strong thump.
That was a ride.
Can we go again?
Do we think we'll find any clue here about Devitt's whereabouts?
Wait,
Are we dead?
Oh
Have
no!
we been dead this whole time? Have we been dead this whole time and these guys have been talking about us this whole time?
Hopefully they've overlooked something. This is the first level, by the way, Mars Girl.
Okay, okay.
What about this
We've
room?
been dead this whole time. We've been dead the whole game.
Maybe we have.
They are backtracking real bad.
There's a sealed
Rudy, we need
method.
your German.
Fill a light bulb with blood? What is this?
Who the fuck would do that?
Yeah, we
There's a
found that deer out there in the woods. Somebody went nuts.
Well, he didn't fill it with blood. He dipped it in blood. So.
Disgusting.
Rolled it around. Spoonie, I think this was your voice for this one.
Oh, there's a sealed letter between this table and the wall. It looks like Herr Beechworth never sent it. I think it is best that you read it.
Because we are old friends. It's fine.
It's
Whatever
covered.
you do, don't follow this, or else some weirdo will jab you with a syringe and you will die. And
Why
you'll
does
be
nobody listen to my letters? Just do what I say.
I made sure to put this in between the walls so you would find it easily.
Oh, by the way, Vedite Nikisiat is Latin. It's for I came, I saw, and I didn't understand.
We do not yet know what we're dealing with. If you were to open the door, it may stay that way. An open way for whatever lives on the other side.
So basically, exactly what you said.
So this is a whoopsie daisy.
This is.
Strong
This.
thump.
We were.
They died. Thump.
Wait, that can't be there, right?
That's it.
Well, wait. If
We're
there's
in the
credits,
mist.
though, there
Oh,
might
no.
be a post-credit sequence. See.
I'm walking.
I assume we're
We
gonna get
we were a sacrifice to open the door. We were a sacrifice to open the door.
Aw. Well, at least our friend has the soul stone now.
Do, 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 do. Sup?
Who's that
Hey.
guy?
Hey, buddy, with me.
It's
Wait.
the banana guy.
I loved you,
Distant
Professor Mac.
flapping.
Alexandra, come back.
Over here. Over here. Anytime.
Achievement, the veil.
The adventure continues in
Season
season 2.
two.
What?
Interesting.
Well, I did not. Well, okay.
That was anticlimactic. So that entire quest was just a quest to get high with an old man in a basement.
I would,
Okay, so I accidentally may have misled you. I thought you were on the last one of season 2.
I thought we were on the last one of the game altogether. I did not know there was a season 2.
Played this one, which is why I think inadvertently I spoiled the whole thing at the very beginning.
No, it's fine. It was helpful. I would not have thought to go to dip the light bulb in anything. I would have thought there would be another light bulb or something like that.
It's not the most intuitive of quests, like dip a light bulb in guts.
I figured it out right away. All right?
I figure he just assumes you're gonna like Ace Attorney it. We would tap every item on it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah,
Well,
I
it's-
guess we'll probably be
it's actually
continuing
good.
this.
It's like that
maybe not next
psychopath
month
test. Where
because
if you get it right, that's not a good thing.
we might continue this next month with I mean probably not next month because next month is Star Trek Timber and I wanted to play some Star Trek games, but we might continue this during Halloween season.
That would be great.
Yeah.
But I will have to look up to make sure they made season 2.
Well, this says it was made in 2014, so
Well,
let's
yes.
hope.
Yeah, I've got to
Spooks.
imagine they did, but you never know. Stuff happens.
Chat, can you confirm
By the way,
that
real
season
winners
two's made?
don't do drugs. So,
Winners don't do drugs.
And then they don't get to meet giant bird demons. So.
Of course.
well, that's okay though. But as you can see, our hero did not win.
That's very true.
Fair.
You
God
mean
knows
opening
what
the
Alexander
door
did.
isn't
Mine
winning?
passed out.
Not
I
in
also
this.
don't know how much of it is in his head.
Well, I mean, with that ending, we were kind of expecting him to be dead all along, or like,
I
or
think,
the final sacrifice or whatever.
The next season, you actually play the other guy that the German dude's talking to.
Ah.
So you're trying to track down the guy who was tracking down his friend.
Well, that's convenient.
So
we'll just like take the same path and redo
Yeah,
everything.
it's just an endless cycle.
Except he'll make actually good decisions, like he'll just bring a red bulb with him and not
There you go.
take drugs in a basement.
Can you imagine someone dipping a light bulb in this? I mean, do you really think that would work?
Preposterous!
Why did he bring that out like that? But
Wait, Jojo,
Who doesn't carry a red light bulb on them at all times?
who doesn't drink sewage water?
Well, I say I don't carry on, but I have servants for that.
Ah, yes,
Indubitably.
indeed.
So yeah, that was season 1 of The Last Door. I was expecting just to end the game tonight, so but apparently
It's
this
season
is
one.
just this is only the beginning.
You have opened the door.
Well, we
Isn't
kind of
it
like
the second last?
we put like a thing in the door to keep it open for a bit, and then we'll get back to it
It's-
later.
Put a doorstop.
Not so much the last door. I mean, the last door is in the second season.
You give me a second, I'll make you a to-be-continued graphic.
An ultimate door.
Quick gaming
Yeah.
question, Lewis. Would you ever do a stream of a Telltale or Lego game in the future sometime? Maybe. Telltale games especially, considering I like the idea. One of the things I've been enjoying doing about these regular live streams is playing these episodic games because it's easier to digest this kind of thing with a one or two chapters at a time like we've done so far. So I would not be against doing some Telltale games.
Telltale are fun.
We got like
they have a
13
streaming
minutes.
mode that allows you to like hold your choice and wait for other people to like chime in.
Yeah. We got 13 minutes until 10 o'clock. We'll run out the 2-hour time by doing some Q&A at the for the end here, since this actually lasted a good amount of time.
This has been great, actually.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us so far. So yeah, this has been fun, and thank you,
Yeah,
Spoonie,
very
especially because
interesting.
yeah, you were actually really helpful with this.
Spoilers and all was fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we never would have figured out to dip the light bulb in the deer's blood.
Yeah, I would not think to do that.
Thanks, Spoonie.
Yeah,
No.
it's a good thing I was here and
Well,
Blood is
have
red.
terrible memory and yet remember that part. Anyway, because it was such a ludicrous solution. That's the one
It
part I
is,
remember.
yeah.
because that's not the way it works.
It's not the way anything works.
Do you own any Funko Pops? I do not own any. Vega owns Funko Pops. I do not like Funko Pops.
What is going on in the Contest of Champions?
What is going on in the Contest of Champions? It is on hold right now because the 10th anniversary storyline is going to start up on Monday, but I've been kind of busy getting this place ready for him to arrive and working on some other side stuff, and tomorrow I'll be doing some storyline filming, so Contest of Champions is probably not going to continue until 2019, but 10th anniversary storyline starts the next episode. I want to do a quick shout out to my favorite creators, Dom, Linkara, GSR, Kaluna Spoonie. Love all your work. Been a long time viewer. Thank you, Duridan Zyles?
I'll go
Sure.
with Miles.
Try that.
What about
Thank
Mars
you.
Girl?
And
That's okay. If I'm not their favorite, I'm not their favorite. Don't force it on them. Don't force it on them.
It's my stream. I will
You're my
force them on
favorite.
it.
Oh.
You will pay another $5 for a special shout out.
Oh, we pronounced it right. Nice.
Which way? We
Yay,
tried both
good.
pronunciations.
You don't like my
I've
Funko Pops?
never
My Funko
pronounced
Pops all set now.
anyone's name right in the history of naming it.
I am sorry. It's just I'm not fond of Funko Pops, but that doesn't mean that there aren't good ones out there. It's just not my thing. Do you plan on reviewing Avengers Arena or Avengers Undercover? I will probably do Avengers Arena at some point. I just need to be more familiar with some of the characters involved in it. Let's see. What about Nendoroids? You or Vega has those? I have a May.
What
Tracer-
the hell are you talking about?
Nendroids are really small, kind of super deformed. They're very highly posable, really articulate figures.
Think
Oh.
of them as like Funko Pops, but better.
Yeah,
They're
So
very posable,
literally
very-
everything in the world.
yeah.
So the people in the country take a vacation for a few months? Yes, actually, for two reasons. One, because we will have an explanation in the video why we haven't heard anything about the Contest of Champions. Spoilers: it's because of scandal or at least a disagreement over a battle.
You're gonna have to tell me more about this afterward.
I mean, it's not that big. It's something that's already mentioned in the script I sent you.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
You have
For-
no idea the shitstorm I had to endure when I did the Mechagodzilla versus Megazord thing?
I remember.
People were bitter about that.
People pick their
Oh, yeah.
favorites, and yeah, they get upset. They get super upset.
Yep.
Why is
Oh,
GSR
man.
there? I'm here because I want to be.
Spoilers, I was right. Megazord would win.
Yeah, there were some diehard Mechagodzilla fans who were just not buying your crap.
But otherwise, yeah, the thing is, since the contest takes place outside of time and space, we could go months at a time without.
And space. Why do we keep coming back to this?
Keeps coming back to that.
What was the super chat there? Since it exists outside of time and space, we can go months at a time without another match.
And your resident time traveler will travel back in time to tell you the super chat. Would you ever stream a tabletop game?
I would not be against it. It's just difficult to do with the format of how I do these streams with like the camera and everything like that. If we did it, it would be similar to how like Spoonie used to do old tabletop stuff when we did a bunch of people in the same thing. It's mostly
See, Lewis, the way
Old
Lewis is set up,
Pathfinder
it just
game.
doesn't work. Because I mean, if you were to, you'd have to put pants on and just.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You can't expect him to do everything here.
My understanding is that they're going to eventually release the mechanics for that Power Rangers series that they're doing right now. I don't think they've officially released the mechanics for that game yet.
For the tabletop game that was at Power Morphicon?
There's an RPG, a tabletop RPG that they've been doing for a season now.
yeah,
which
yep.
is like-
Hyperforce.
Oh yeah, I bought that. I got it for $5.
I'm
I
not
don't
talking about
the one, but it was nice.
I'm not thinking about the Counter Monkey videos. Counter Monkey's you telling stories.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, they're back in the day we used
Oh,
to do
the old Pathfinder.
yeah, the old Pathfinder game.
stuff.
Pants ruining everything. When is the next Neutro review? There is no second issue of Neutro. Several years ago, I did try to pursue to see if I could buy the rights to Neutro, and I contacted like Penguin Books or whoever owned the rights to a bunch of old Dell properties.
They're like, what the hell are you talking?
They sent a follow-up email to their lawyer to ask, hey, it was, do you know if we own this? And we never got a follow-up on that, so.
Oh.
Can't wait to see more of Longbox of the Damned. Thank you. I'm either Godzillathon or regular Longbox. I am actually really far behind on writing Longbox scripts. I am so sorry about that. I should be good to go. It's going to be a bit of a rush because I am way less than I need to do. In fact, right across here next to my computer, you can't see it because I'm hiding it from view, is all the Longboxes I'm doing this year. In like a big stack.
I envy your energy levels, man. Wow.
Well, you say that. But as my audience will tell you, I've been having a real problem getting videos out on time lately.
Like the gods keep trying to kill you in various ways.
That's
like
fair.
trees
I
and, like,
mean,
shit.
Spoonie, let me just update you on a few things that happened over the last year. A tree fell on my garage.
Okay, I heard about the accident.
I got into a car accident a month or two ago. I didn't get into that. My friend Jess and Matt both moved to Minnesota, and Jess got into a car accident on the way here. Like a piece of rusted
remember
metal
that,
came off the back of a truck and hit them in the windshield. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and it was just a replace the windshield kind of thing. But that's a
Very
freaky deaky thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was horrifying.
She's got some Final Destination shit going after her.
Yeah.
Then
that's
she got
exactly
into a
what I
car
thought. I was
accident
like,
with
oh,
me
shoot.
driving when we got rear-ended. And then the very next day, they went to her and Matt went to a baseball game. On the way back, they were at a red light, rear-ended again by some other car behind them.
That's ludicrous.
I didn't even hear about that one.
I
Now-
heard about it. Yeah.
Now, fortunately, that car was still drivable afterwards, or else we would have been really screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But man, oh man, that was 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Just criminy. I'm glad everyone is safe too, and so far, knock on wood, nothing as bad has been happening since then.
And that's just this month.
That's not that.
No.
So yeah, it's just been one thing after another, and then of course dealing with insurance, dealing with getting the new car, which I love my new car, but I really liked the Kia Soul. The Kia Soul I had before was really nice. But yeah, so that's been the fun times here, preventing me from getting stuff out on time.
There was
And just
also the flood.
oh yeah, the basement flooded.
That sucks. That's yeah.
Especially considering that we're sitting on carpet right now, so yeah.
So yeah, the laundry room is the other side of the wall there, and we had set the laundry to a very large load, not realizing that the sink that the water drains into was kind of plugged up. Like there had been some stuff that was covering it, and we didn't realize it. It overflowed while we were gone, and spread out into here. So damage to the carpet. Fortunately, and we had to move everything out of here, and then so they could come in and dry the carpet, and replace the cushioning underneath it.
Yeah, because you get mold. You can't. You got to replace everything.
Yep. So yeah, that's been our fun times. Fortunately, everything seems to be, back on track for the most part. I haven't had any major things, and again, knock on wood, nothing bad, happen after that. But we will see, because it's the 10th anniversary of my show, and something is bound to go wrong.
What is your favorite weapon besides the magic gun and the Arsenal of Freedom?
Favorite weapon besides probably, since I got some of it over here anyway. So Power Rangers has been doing legacy toys lately. So like actual stuff for adult collectors. This is the Zeo Gold Power Staff, and it's like 3 or 4 feet long, and it's awesome. It's like
pretty legit. It's pretty legit.
Oh yeah. This is
That's
Saba.
Too.
Saba, unfortunately, is not
can't
weighted.
even tell you how much I envy you right now.
And Saba was a sassy bitch. I loved him.
Yep. Unfortunately, it is not weighted well. It feels like every time I'm moving it around, it feels like it's kind of dangling. It's fine, but it feels like there's something wrong either with mine or with the construction of it. That thing is solid though.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually very surprised when you handed this to me. It's like there's some actual weight on that. I was expecting it to be like a hollow plastic shell.
No, this thing is awesome.
That is good. That's really nice.
Love it.
I can't wait to see what amazing toys Hasbro ends up putting out after them getting this license. I'm really excited about that.
That is my one disappointment. With Hasbro, Hasbro is more used to making action figures. I'm not a big action figure collector, but I love prop stuff like that, so I don't know
I
how well they
understand.
do that.
I would be willing to bet that they realize what license they picked up and they know what kind of collectors they have. Granted, the announcements they made about action figures over at Power Morphicon were very, very cool if you are an action figure type person. I think they'll follow through with
Do you think anyone's actually made like a functioning real life version of that sword? Because if not, they're missing a trick there.
The Saba sword?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know there's a YouTube channel out there that has that does like actual like proper metalworking, making replica weapons.
Nice.
They made a batleth the other day.
I know they made a batleth. They've made there was one sword in particular that they took on. I want to say they did a Power Rangers thing already, but I cannot remember. But yeah, 10th anniversary is going to be fun this year. I'm thinking I might actually do another all-day stream on the actual day of the anniversary on like October 26th, I think is what it is.
Hold on, let me make sure my schedule's clear.
So we'll do a fun time with that, maybe play some old episodes, do some Jackbox games, and just have a good old time.
That's a Friday.
That's a Friday. Nice.
Sounds.
All right. They made the Power Axe. That's what they did. Which I want a Power Axe toy. That would be awesome because Zach was my favorite when I was a kid.
Power Axe!
Oh, yeah, I met Zach at Power Morphicon. He was
So did
cool.
I got his autograph.
I absolutely loved that photo that you shared, by the way, of the 3 originals holding their morphers.
Oh yeah, that cost me $120, but it was worth it.
That's a beautiful photo. Absolutely beautiful.
It's just such a shame that Jason David Frank and Austin St. John can't get along with one another and they won't show up to events on the same days as each other, so...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's some pretty big beef, and also Jason David Frank is kind of a tool in real life, so...
So we hear.
Yeah.
Why is it such a big deal? Just don't talk to him.
Yeah, well, everybody thinks he's the best thing that has ever existed, so I obviously wouldn't talk to him, but lots of people do.
I mean, I've not been so keen on Austin St. John recently either, because he did that video denouncing the people kneeling at the anthem.
Yeah, he's got his own issues too. Yeah. I remember that. I was super disappointed with that.
All right. It is 10 o'clock right now, so if we want to call it quits, we can call it quits.
Well, at least I have learned something new from my photography setup. Instead of buying expensive bulbs, I'm going to kill an animal and roll my bulbs around in the... Anyway, I'm going to go.
Well, you know what?
Thanks for having me over, Lewis. It was good talking to you guys again. Kayla, nice to meet you.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, Noah.
Whatever your name is.
Open invitation anytime you want to come on, man.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
Been a real pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, likewise. Hope to talk to you guys again soon.
Good to talk to you again.
Thank you.
All right,
All right.
let's call it a night, everyone. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Kaylin. Thank you, Don.
Time and space.
Time and space.
Thank you, Kaluna. Thank you, Game Show Reviewer. And thank you all for coming out here and supporting live streams. And have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.